Little series of 2 games. There you go.
Hey.
Right there.
Well, come on. Oh, holy shit.
Everybody's here, Battle Tank.
Yeah. Oh, right. Let me go ahead and move myself up. Okay.
All right.
And of course, move Sturkio along it as well. And of course, like move Dasher alongside it.
Alrighty.
So yeah, welcome on in, everyone, to more of the Journeyman project.
Yay!
Journeyman Project 2, Buried in Time. Since last time we played, I got through Journeyman Project Turbo, and we're about almost at the halfway point with Buried in Time.
Yeah. But also, I kind of want to mention that, like, I had a complete freak out, earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier.
It was about your D drive again.
I
wasn't it?
clearly saw like all the stuff that I put in my desktop like almost filled the space, but thankfully that wasn't the case, as it was actually only Steam that like filled up. So I had to remove every game that I had there on my C drive, except for the ones that I planned to play.
Did you keep the local save files?
Oh, all the save files are on cloud, so everything's all good.
Okay, good. I know. I just remember we had that issue last time. We were like, you wanted to get back into Bendy, but you did not have the local save files handy.
Yeah, but no. Actually, I'm planning to play Bendy from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so it could be like either one of two things. It's either like it could be either the power source being low, or it could be actually be the connections. What do you think, Sergio? Like, since you're a tech expert.
Well, your hardware seems to be running fine because hard drives usually don't take as much power as it should. So it could be just the connection. But I did told you to change the wires to something a bit newer, right?
Yeah.
Between your connection of your hard drive to your motherboard, right?
Yes. Okay. Let me check.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed the little commercial now.
I did. Oh my god, this is such a blast from the past.
I was asking Mel.
Wow.
Ah, yes.
Bounty.
Commercial where?
No, Mike.
No mic. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I was supposed to
Melly
check
the
there, and you
Oops,
assumed
sorry.
I would check there. And on
I'm
my
looking at it
computer.
now. Run, little Donnie Bear.
They decided to do that to promote a Nintendo 64 game.
Well. Anyway. Well, thankfully I get to manage all the stuff here. I finally get to like manage putting up like everything that I wanted, like Final Fantasy 14, like well, including Final Fantasy 14 and Super Lesbian Animal RPG, like and of course Ace Attorney, which I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, you still have to upload that second part of Loaded, because you got done with that and we were on Reloaded.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Okay.
No, look at that.
All right.
Anyways.
Now that everyone's seen it, you guys ready for the rest of Journeyman Project 2, Buried in Time?
Yes.
Guess so.
Ready
I
as
don't
I'll
know.
ever be.
Well,
Sorry.
the thing. Okay, I'll let Mel speak.
I said as ready as I'll ever be. Also,
Okay.
I think maybe I do remember parts of that commercial. I definitely recognize the motifs with the damn Snuggles commercial.
Yeah.
They killed
That's
the
what they're
Snuggles Bear.
parodying.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Killed the Snuggles Bear.
That ad schema, those Snuggles ads, like they
I
weren't
get
just
you.
recognizable, they were like omnipresent and oppressive.
Yes.
I can see why they parody it, because one 90s edge, but also like, yeah, they were everywhere and it got really annoying.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like the fucking Raven Rabbit or the Minion.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Let me boot up Journeyman Project 2.
We got brought down Raymond's career.
another.
Not entirely. I feel like
Yeah. Sergio, you haven't been like here like for the rest of the Journeyman Project, and like Dasher hasn't like seen Journeyman Project before. Like, do you?
No, I haven't.
I did heard of Journeyman Project a little bit before, but never in the fullest of it.
Well,
Well, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
well, it is gonna be a fun one. We did
Yeah.
when it technically went into the first age of Journeyman Project.
Yeah,
hold
especially
on.
you're essentially a time police.
Well,
No. We're actually trying to fix parts of time that because we've been framed, and we're trying to see why would someone frame Agent 5 Gauge Blackwood, and our past self is trying to save our future self.
Hmm,
Alright.
that's
What I
gonna be a
call a
headache.
time conundrum.
yeah.
That's going 88 miles per hour.
Yeah, hold on.
Hmm?
Oh, Jesus.
Take your time, Dasher.
No, it's not that. That was a stressful week. But that was something. I'm talking about that.
Okay. Okay. That was at like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Like that said, but not as very the top. Well, I mean, this is more of an adventure game. That way.
Okay.
Also, thank you for the 1-bit cow and hey, sweetie.
Time splurge done. Journeyman Project. You think?
All right, can you see it?
Oh yes.
All right. So let us restore back to where we played.
Yay, we're gonna save time.
But we can't. Uh-oh. Hey, it's like a point and click game.
Yep. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
We know how to get to that tower, Mel. As I said, we have to mess with the tower rotation, but we need to build the assembly first to do so.
Let me
Did you say mess with the tower rotation? Oh God, no, not again.
let me remind you, Dasher. The reason why Rugal wants to play it,
Well, can't hear you.
turn down the stream volume, Dasher.
Did.
Okay. The reason why Rugal wanted to do this is because of Mystery.
Ah. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing how Mystery was inspired by this.
Yep. Oh yeah, press said a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I forget which came
And
first.
Mal actually remembers this game, so that goes doubly so.
I played the demo of the third one,
Third game. Mm-hmm.
which has a lot of FMV characters in it. So when you actually go into these historical time periods, there are people there, and you have to chat and interact with them and not get murdered by them.
Oh God.
Because you know they have to add risks. They have an unrealistic amount of you do the wrong thing, you die.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's more like trial and error. At
Yes.
This point.
That's fun, kinda.
So as we noticed on the directions, Mel, this is what we were trying to build.
Interesting.
Oh, nice.
I think my translator might work on it. Place all parts on jig, insert pegs. Or actually, Mal, you go ahead.
Place all parts on jig, insert pegs, and secure. Wheel assembly. I can't do an Italian accent. Gear assembly with pedals.
Yep.
Brought to you by Samco.
Yep. Oh yeah, the what was it? The Omni. What do they call Omni translator? Oh, here we go.
Omniglot.
Yeah, Omniglot. All right, there we go.
I think on Discord that could be troublesome doing a recording.
Omni consumer products.
Yep. So now the only thing that the reason why we went to Chateau Gaillard first, Mal, is because we need something to hammer those in. So that's why you use the blacksmith hammer.
why the recap? I'm not dumb.
In case you forgot why we went to Chateau Gaillard.
I mean, you know me. I'm gonna crack wise and talk about the history, but I'm not gonna follow all the specifics. Because every time I play these quick and adventure games, you're just running around every area trying to find the things you need to unlock the next area.
Yeah, pretty much.
We made the siege cycle. That's what we're calling it. I don't know if Leonardo would have called it that, but okay, we'll just name it the siege cycle.
So goofy.
Yep.
It is.
I love the nauseating camera spin.
You said Prestige Mist 3? I'm gonna make a Lighthouse vibes, but
yeah, Crystal Studios made Mist 3.
I know about
Ubisoft
that.
made Mist 4.
But I'm gonna make the Lighthouse vibes too, the way how it looks.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Mist 4, the Mist 4 inning.
Yeah. Hey, Mist 4 on that one. Oh, Mist 4 so gosh darn bad.
Be thankful that I had to play it. You didn't have to, Dasher.
Yeah, I think for that. I'm just saying, by the way it looks like more like Lighthouse than Mist 3.
Oh yeah,
With the
it's
still
not
animation
using
and
the
movement.
And also, I really hate how the only real view is from that small little box, and all the rest of it is just
the suit that we're wearing.
Well, that's because the file size was so limited because this was on what, CD?
Yeah,
And
4 CDs.
Yeah.
4 CDs.
Oh,
And
Lord
still,
Jesus.
they had to make the videos this small. Also, remember, this is all pre-rendered video, and back in the day, it would have taken a long time to render all this. Every frame was manually rendered, so they had limited space and limited time budget. So yeah, the videos are pretty low res. Another great example of this is Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. All the special projects have little videos for them, but they're incredibly compressed and low resolution.
Yeah, they're choppy as heck.
Capacity.
Yeah.
They're not choppy, they're smooth, but they're like, 30 frames per second and like 240p and very compressed.
Well, the thing is, at the time, it wasn't that noticeable because we were using CRT, so the pixelation was smoothed out. But today it's very visible.
All right, Arthur, what do you got?
Da Vinci designed a series of these multi-barreled guns, predating the invention of the Gatling gun by close to 400 years.
Ah, so this was before the Gatling gun, not the Walcha you thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Norbert gun.
Show off the. I'll show off the mortar again, maybe.
This gun was essentially just multiple guns attached to each other, and you would just put a freaking light underneath one of them, and then you just walk across all of them, and it would light them up all.
I think it lights them all at once. It's a volley gun. Because with unrifled guns, they're not very accurate, so that's why you'd see infantry tactics in the 18th century would just be massed infantry, because you just use volume of fire to get hits, because you couldn't be very accurate. It's only like the Kentucky long rifles being used by experienced shooters that you would get much accuracy. And most infantry of the era were not that experienced. They only got some training because they were conscripted. Career military personnel were the officers. And it wasn't up until the, like the 17th, later 18th century, and then into the 19th that you saw war becoming a multi-seasonal thing. I mean, war has happened in every season, but it wasn't something that was very common during harvest time or deep winter, because it was just like, it was so lethal, and also most of the guys you're recruiting were doing farm work.
Yeah, pretty much.
During harvest season, so it didn't make sense to fight campaigns then.
When you say contract, like I keep thinking about that one indie game that's released.
Which game?
Conscript.
Yeah, this one.
Oh wait, the World War I top-down horror game?
Yeah.
Exactly. Less horror game, more survival game.
Survival horror.
Got horror elements. I played the demo. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if it's been out yet.
It is,
I have.
and I played the demo too, and it's really, really tough.
Yeah,
Well-
it is literally a horror game. You're like, oh, it's a survival game.
it is a survival horror, so
Well, it's kind of a mix of both, but the thing is, I meant it as tough because it's emotionally tough. You're literally an actual freaking soldier from World War One, not a superhero, just an average dude.
Well, that's
Oh.
World War One for you. That's why
Yeah.
there was a grognard who said,
Yeah,
war
you're-
hell
you're-
cannot
you're
be
just-
so
just-
terrible.
you're mostly considered just one of many.
Yeah, there's an anonymous grognard, a soldier, French soldier, said hell cannot be so terrible. I've read, there was one account, it's from a book written by a French soldier's memoirs, and like the horror, like that was real life horror. Like just getting snippets of that account was, what's the word? Grueling, harrowing. It was nightmarish.
I think it was like more like it's more like you're like taking a mental toll on your life.
Well, I'm talking about the actual war. I'm talking about soldiers' accounts from the war, and just like them standing in in this tiny little dugout that they barely have room in, being shelled 24/7, having to drink the water off dripping down the walls to survive, and then one of them dies and is rotting against them. Like it's nightmare fuel.
Okay.
Like World War One was hell on earth.
I know about like the whole Libyan trenches was.
It's not counting on the case of trench foot either.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Considering knowing about like how like awful it is like trying to live in the trench and like getting illness, like having to having taken a toll on your foot like by living in there. It like having the humidity like as a source of water sounds like mentally and emotionally like harmful to me. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, Deadpool, for a like horror setting and just like a truly grim and like extreme war setting, World War One is hard to compete with. Also, people don't realize how much of our world was shaped by World War One. Everyone knows World War Two changed a lot, but we literally lived in an age like humanity was in an age of imperialism.
It's actually because the whole like World War II has become much more iconic than the famous Great War. Yeah, as I recall correctly, like the only old World War One games I remember most of was Battlefield 1 and what was the Ubisoft game called? Like hold on.
It was also that
Valiant Hearts. Yes, Valiant Hearts was also
Valiant
the
Hearts.
one.
Valiant Hearts, you mean?
Yeah.
So it's
That was also another like World War game I remember.
Yeah, as I was saying, prior to World War One, most of the world was run by empires. Medical
And
technology was pretty backwards. People died a lot from illnesses. Most of the world wasn't electrified or industrialized.
And the thing is, the mentality of war at the time wasn't as brutal as it was in World War One. It was more like you face the enemy in the line, you aim and fire, and then there's the artillery, which was essentially just cannons. Oh, that was nice. But as soon as the cessation war, or essentially the American war started, things started to get extremely grim.
Oh yeah. But if you're wondering, like, I'm trying to line it up to the tower, but it's a bit tough to know exactly because that'll shoot off the grappling hook to go to the tower to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mentality of the time was more, war was heroic. You're gonna have an adventure. You're gonna get trained to be strong and all. To stay
World War
moderate
II,
on.
World War I, also industrialized warfare, where instead of fighting each other, seeing face to face, seeing the other man you're shooting at, and fighting with, you would just be killed anonymously by machinery and just in masses. Like the Battle of the Somme, the first few hours, tens of thousands of men died. Like it was just insane, and people underestimate how much of an effect that had on the psyche of people in Europe, and I think the world also in general.
Yeah, and I would say not only not witnessing the man that opened fire, the fact that anywhere you could just be shot at. Just that fear that anywhere you're no longer safe. An artillery shell, a sniper rifle, or anything, you were no longer safe hiding behind a tree. Or in tunnel or anywhere.
Yeah.
That was the
prior to that, artillery was like, you had the first hint of what industrialized warfare was gonna be like was the Boer War, but it didn't really have the scale and the full technological application that would cement just how nightmarish things would be, because up until like the later Victorian era, artillery was more like, you had indirect fire bombards, but they weren't in huge numbers and they weren't very fast firing. And then you had, you know, breech loading artillery pieces where you could quickly slam shells in, and they would fire in World War I. They would fire as fast as they could for literally days on end straight, uninterrupted. And you would see mountains of shells that would be 10 men tall, and they were just firing thousands of them endlessly to try to blow the enemy up. And of course, if you're on the opposing side, you just have to live through that. So you wouldn't be able to sleep, you wouldn't be able to eat, you just have to stay in your dugout and just deal with it.
And hope you don't get hit by the shell.
That too.
Yeah.
And then hope the bet that your superior is not gonna ask you to charge a freaking machine gun nest. Which actually was more common at the start of the war than at the end.
Yeah, the military personnel at the
was
time
not
didn't
good.
really understand the actual impact machine guns would have and how to employ them. Early on, most militaries thought little of them, and they just sent like their worst troops to the machine gun corps. I think Germany was the exception in that they put their best troops in it, and they made hundreds of thousands of MG08 machine guns, to the point that New Oct 08 became a byword, a slang for like normal, mundane, boring, the standard in the German lexicon. It became a common German slang based on the commonness of that machine gun. Like wild. Oh yeah, all the stuff we have from World War I and also World War II as well. Like, we wouldn't have stainless steel without the World Wars. It was developed because of surgical demands.
And then let's not forget computers.
Well,
Yeah, computers, jets, so many different technologies. For better or for worse, war seems to be what drives human technological innovation a lot.
In most time, fortunately.
Just checking. I think I've got to I gotta have it lined up to the tower, but it's almost impossible to see how pixelated it is.
Oh, goodness.
That look horrible.
Very horrible. Can you
This
change
one always confused me. Oh, no.
Can you like change the screen resolution or no?
What? No.
Change the,
This
Damn
is
it.
old Windows 95 we're talking about.
Oof. Windows
the
95.
video-
Yeah, there's no change in that at all.
The video
You're
is just the
stuck with it.
resolution it is. Like, you can't do anything about that. It's
Yeah.
not It's not
Yeah.
3D. This is not a 3D render you're seeing being rendered in real time. That is an image from a video.
Yeah.
Ain't gum.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it right, but it's tough to know where I need to do with the So I'm just doing a quick like how many rotations I had to do with the Sage thing to get it to work properly.
To switch from the subject of the grim reality of World War, let's go and talk about the medieval warfare a little bit.
The grim reality of that, okay.
Yeah, because funnily enough, back in medieval time, most warfare weren't as bloody as people would think. More often than not, it would just be a bunch of lowly peasant fighting another group of lowly
Yeah, just
peasant.
give me a second. Yeah, sorry.
Whoa.
By their king to conquer their land. What really killed everybody off was the disease.
I mean,
Yeah.
from one place to the other.
It was still bloody, it just didn't have the mass industrialized death of World War I. There were still lots of people who died.
Yeah.
Thousands.
But
That's war in general.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the difference was in the
that's what I
mindset of medieval
Yeah,
warfare.
okay. That's what I didn't know.
Back in the day, it was like, we gotta fight. And they didn't have the mass on mass of death and destruction and the fear that they're gonna get shot from far away without knowing from where it
They
was.
had arrows.
I mean, yeah, you could still be killed from arrows.
Arrows.
Yes,
it's
but you would still be
the-
able to witness the archer.
Like, not necessarily. There were ambushes and everything as well. It's just
Depending
the
on where they get the
technology was
archers.
different. War is always bloody and brutal and
People always will die.
yeah, and especially in medieval times, like a lot of people who died from combat, it wasn't even wars because there was a peasant rebellion against a tyrannical lord, and that's what most knights did. They weren't fighting wars, they were murdering peasants who rebelled.
Yeah, but the peasants were being being overused, overtaxed, and they couldn't really pay their king. So, like, they're gonna get wiped out.
Exactly. And the irony is
Whoever-
that... sorry, Asher.
Oh, you could continue.
And the irony of it is that more often than not, the knight would be accompanied by most of its companion, because they would know that if they went alone in armor against that peasant, yeah, no, they're not gonna live.
Alright, Mel, ready to test out the siege cycle?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
sure.
let's see.
Yeah.
All right, what's it gonna do?
Alright, so here's Leonardo's invention.
Funicular.
Very practical,
Doing it.
What was ahead of his time?
very goofy.
This one he was, we're in his workshop when he was in Milan, developing a lot of his military stuff. Oh,
This thing
Sorry,
seems
my
like a
fifth, yeah.
classic example of like
oh, there it goes.
really wildly clever and kind of cool, but also wildly impractical, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, well, at least we were clothed doing it.
Well, wildly impractical. Well, we're basing essentially a freaking trolley system in the end of the 40s, no, in the 15th century and beginning of
Yep.
the 16th century. So that's pretty advanced.
Locked.
It
Well,
doesn't mean it's still
paranoid.
not
Look
impractical.
what we had to go through just to get up here.
Yeah.
True, it can be
Ah.
impractical, but it's better than nothing.
Well, they had other stuff at the time for siege warfare.
Mm. Ladders.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's more like, yeah, it's
Hey,
clever,
what was
but
that
I
flash
think
of light?
there'd be more practical uses for that system because it's like
Not in here. That
getting
flash
hooked
of
onto the
light
enemy
was the
castle and then
thing
wheeling
outside
over and
the
not
mountain.
getting shot is like,
Must have
good
startled
luck,
them.
man.
Leonardo's
Temporal
private
anachronism
study.
detected.
I'd imagine very few people have even seen this.
I noticed that the person dropped something though when they jumped. So now we need to find that.
Da Vinci's drum machine. Who'd have thought that Leonardo would have been the spiritual ancestor of the Pet Shop Boys? Actually, though, Da Vinci was also an accomplished musician and composer, and designed several musical instruments, such as the viola organista.
No way.
True
Wait.
Renaissance man.
Yep, Leonardo made that. Mm-hmm.
Goofy.
Funny.
Could have made his own one-man band.
Yeah.
He
Ooh,
could have. He
architecture.
could have. And the
Just
funny thing,
imagining the alternate universe where Leonardo was known as a weirdo who had a one-man band. Just all these automated instruments he was strapped to his
I
back and head.
recognize these sketches.
Uh,
This is the Codex Atlanticus.
Codex
It's his
Atlanticus.
most famous manuscript, covering some of his most prolific studies.
Hmm.
and the funniest thing is that everybody keeps seeing him as the most wise and
This
talented.
helicopter.
His flying machine.
Yeah.
But the
Classic.
reality is, he got over, I think, over 80 years worth of lifetime to do all that. And
Yeah, go ahead,
honestly,
sir.
what he learned was some of the stuff that were from basic to complex back at a time where it was all new. So I don't know where I was going with all this crap.
Age. These are
Sorry.
Da Vinci's notebooks. Or 3 of them, anyway.
Nice. Oh, what's in this one? Not sure what he was making here. What do you think, Mel?
That's hard to say. It could be another pulley thing, but I don't know what the other spoke is for. That's something using gear reduction. Is that an elevator?
Yeah, the one that we used, almost like that. Yeah. And then
So
I
the
think that was
stairs-
catapult.
Yeah, they crop it off, but that looks like a siege machine.
Oh, there you go. That's the thing that killed us last time.
Yeah, the rolling guns. You even have a fanned out version on the bottom. Are you able to go up? Are you able to go down at all?
Oh, actually, yeah. There you go.
Well, there, yeah. Oh yeah, the hand. I remember they had handheld versions. There were a couple barrels, and it was very wacky.
Oh yeah, the duck foot.
Yeah, that was
Actually,
the
look.
naval version, but I think they also had experimental human versions or handheld infantry versions.
Oh, yeah, it was the elevator. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, turnstile elevator. And then this I'm assuming was some type of maybe like a big ballista or something, or a bow, because you notice how it's pulling.
Or maybe it's something using spring tension for power. I don't
I'm
know.
not sure of that.
Some of
That
the
one's
inventions
very
were also
abstract.
fantastical.
Oh, well, you know what that is? That was part of the table saw system. Remember that we saw?
Yeah, classic gear reduction.
Alright,
Very,
let's see.
very important technology.
Other set of peg-made gear system.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we need to see what else Leonardo had going around. Huh?
Those wacky men and their fantastic flying machines. I was playing, a friend gifted me Carnal Instinct, which is an adult furry role-playing game.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's like a serious, like, high-quality role-playing game with sexual stuff put in.
There you
But you
go.
actually encounter a guy who made, like, the classic wood and linen wings, and he wants to fly with them. It's like, don't think that's gonna go well.
Here, Mel, the mini version of that, and then the mortar that Leonardo developed too.
Oh, cute.
Cool, but where are the action figures to go with them? Probably back at your place, huh, Gage? Sorry. No, those aren't toys, so be careful.
Yeah, because we learned that Leonardo loaded every one of his inventions if it was something used for battle.
Yeah, it's like those little desk cannons that are actual black powder cannons.
Oh
You
god.
can get shipped black powder weapons in the mail, fun fact, in the US.
Huh.
Yeah, they're
Good.
considered. Yeah, they're not considered like firearms because they're so archaic.
Oh.
Preserves. Heart.
Preserves
In
indeed.
Hannibal Lecter's pantry. I ate his liver with a flying machine and a nice Chianti.
They went
Oh,
there.
They-
Yeah, well, cause that's the AI that we got. Oh.
It's no wonder Leonardo was being so secretive. Human dissection was strictly forbidden by the church and might have gotten him arrested if anyone were to find out about it. Certainly the scandal wouldn't have put him in the Duke's favor. The elevator seems like it would have been a good idea for getting the cadavers up here on the quiet, though.
Oh, there you go. Leonardo messing with bodies.
Yeah, that was a thing going into the
You
Victorian
know what?
era.
I don't think he needs the preserved heart. I'll take that.
Gross.
Oh, but let's check this out. Hey, there's Journeyman Project 3, Arthur.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
put this formaldehyde-soaked heart in my pocket.
You didn't need it.
Says Gage like a sane person does.
Yeah, Arthur was okay with it. Take it. That way, we'll make sure that Leonardo doesn't get arrested by the church.
Yeah, the other items won't count. There's actually a 3D project I worked on, which was a graveyard that had been turned into a World War I battlefield. And this is a 3D art project. And I looked into, have you ever heard of a mort safe?
No, I've never heard of that.
It's an iron cage that's installed over a grave. And while people think of vampires, what it actually is for, to prevent body snatching. Because bodies would get taken from graves and sold to doctors because human autopsy was illegal and taboo. So they would get these bodies stolen so they could actually learn how to, you know, save people by seeing how the body works instead of experimenting on the living.
So that's the way the coffin came in at. To keep the fire preserved in the coffin so people can't get to it. Or am I wrong about that?
More safe to lock the corpse, and they would actually rent it out, where you'd have your body interred, and they have the mort safe locked over it for a period until the bodies rot away, and then you could take it. You could stop paying for. Your family would stop paying for it, and then lease it to someone else.
So if you notice there, Mal, the person left behind a lens filter that we attached to our camera suit. So let's see if we see the Codex Atlantis again. What would we see with this specialty lens?
Codex Atlanticus.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being talked to like I'm a child.
Oh, look at that.
But he's not. He's not. Just how Google explains things.
Source
So-
article documentation documented.
So the person that we saw jumped put this whole secret decoded equation in there, because that shouldn't be in that book.
Yeah, I don't think they did math this way in the
No.
Renaissance era.
Okay.
So is he
No.
trying to teach Da Vinci how to make a time machine?
Oh my gosh.
At least you don't have to learn
Maybe.
these.
Look at that.
At least you don't have to learn these equations and find the answer. That would be just impossible.
Oh yeah, this is some weird wacky shit.
Yeah, so somebody
Trigonometry,
tampered.
That's a
calculus.
circuit. That's a circuit diagram up in the upper right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, even if Leonardo could be able to read some of it, he wouldn't be able to understand it.
No.
I mean, he was a pretty brilliant guy. You just have to put the basics of what your reference system is, and then he'd be able to use math to figure it out. Also, if you leave it in this time period, then he would have, if he knows it's there, he would have the time to study it and figure stuff out.
But you see what they did to make sure that Leonardo couldn't get it? Remember, we used this specialized lens filter to see that.
Yeah.
So it can only be seen with that, so Leonardo would never be able to see that.
So why did they put it there then?
Because there's something I didn't go over on, remember those 3 INN things? In Gage's time, someone was buying up key items at a Louvre auction, including the Codex
Oh.
Atlanticus, for a reason.
You skipped important world building and story development context
know,
because the
it
news
is.
things.
Alright, okay. But yes,
How
that's the
could
reason
you?
I literally love world building. It's one of my favorite things.
why. Alright.
I literally will take way longer to complete games than anyone else because if there's enough detail, I will pour over it to understand more of the setting.
All right. Well,
Nice.
you know what? I could look up that one for you about the Louvre auction.
Then I get you. Then I get you. You might as well love Professor Layton.
Sure.
Since you lose it.
Love the music of the future.
Oh yeah. Oh, you love that.
Okay.
Our apartment has no windows.
Kinda weird.
Very weird.
Open concept.
Weird concept, I will say.
History changed, so we went from our aerostat cubicle to this thing. Glorp TV. Let's watch the 4D on the nuclear reactor, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yay!
And then I can't see anything anymore.
All set.
This is like the beta version of the Xbox, the way this thing is designed.
Interactive
Remember-
news
we go.
network.
Your number one place to sleep.
Iodine will return after
I believe this was the Cheese Girl commercial. Yep, it was.
Oh god.
Yep, we gotta see it again.
But why is it him and not a girl?
He's inside the girl.
No.
Apparently being a machine.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, you have to actually watch this commercial, Dasher, because that's the way you get the ShopNet code to buy Cheese Girl, which is used as an item for a certain time period.
No.
Yeah, that one.
No. No.
Yeah, you used it for counteracting,
Rolling.
for thrusting when you're in the space area.
Yeah.
In a last-ditch effort to stay afloat, the Louvre Art Museum held an auction of unprecedented scale yesterday. The museum was forced to sell off many of its older collections to pay off creditors and to raise funds desperately needed for renovations to the facility.
Oh.
In a fervent display of support, the art community rallied around the historic landmark, showing that the museum itself is every bit as valuable an artifact as any of the works of art it contains. The auction was an astounding success, raising 138.5 billion credits, easily surpassing the 100 billion credit goal. This windfall was due in large part to one generous bidder who preferred to remain unidentified. Martin Walker is standing by with a live report from the Louvre.
The Louvre.
Sounds
Next.
anxious.
Thanks, Mark. I'm standing inside the historic Louvre Museum in Paris.
Sure you are.
Behind me is one of the few pieces to survive yesterday's extensive art auction. Items up for auction included artifacts and works of art from many of the Louvre's oldest collections, including the Da Vinci exhibit, the ancient Egyptian, and Toltec Mayan exhibits.
Sure.
Particular items were snapped up by a generous bidder who paid much more than the asking price. The bidder's identity is unknown, but it is assumed to be an art enthusiast who didn't want to see the Louvre shut down. There are rumors, however, that the buyer may actually have been acting on behalf of another race in the symbiotry, which, according to the Earth History Preservation Act of 2322, would be illegal. We're told an investigation may follow. Museum sources that I spoke to speculated that the revenue from the auction will be enough to keep the Louvre in operation for at least the next 5 years. However, they warned me that the price of admission may go up in order to help cover operating costs. A small price to pay for such a wealth of human history and culture.
The 4 items that the unidentified bidder purchased included the Toltec Mayan ceremonial coffer, King Richard the Lionheart's sword from the Crusades, Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Atlanticus, and an interactive sculpture entitled Self-Awareness, credited to Kenneth Farnstein. Attendees of the auction said the buyer did not try to purchase any other items, but immediately made an excessive bid on these 4 artifacts as soon as the bidding opened.
And then, as you noticed, Mel, we found one of the things that was seemed to be on auction there that was tampered with.
Well, I noticed those are all items from places we've been.
All right. Well, Let's check out back at Farnston Land, because we got to help Arthur to find out why someone was messing with a sculpture. All right. Hey, Dasher.
Hmm?
Yeah, this is where we needed to use the cheese girl. All right.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can shoot ourselves into the space station.
Yeah.
That satellite is satellittle right now.
Yeah.
Alright. The passageway has been destroyed, so the only way we're going to get to the biomass processing room is through the asteroid. We're going to have to hurry, though, because it's all in vacuum and your oxygen reserve isn't going to get you very far.
Yep.
We'll have to take the atmosphere mining lift.
Okay.
Pressure variance is too great. Door may not be opened until pressure is equalized.
The airlock on the other side must still be pressurized. That's why this door won't open. I can
Thank
put
you,
out an
Arthur,
audio
for restating the
override
obvious.
to bypass the safety interlocks, but the rest will be up to you.
All right,
Here
so
goes.
Arthur's doing over it. Hey.
Emergency door release initiated. Please stand by.
Oxygen, smoxygen. We live off of spite.
Yep.
Haven't we before?
It's so compressed I can barely read the green engaged text on there.
Yep.
Also, that audio compression on the news thing wasn't very good. There was a lot of crackling.
It is. That wouldn't be happening with older games.
Well, no, I meant specifically that, because there's ones that don't have, like, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri is compressed audio, but it doesn't have that crackling. I think it's just the encoding they used wasn't very good.
Yeah, so let's run the mining cycle. Gotta get rid of those ice shards.
It's also how they do the dishes.
So, because we did that, we can actually now run a O2 extractor.
Yeah, that would be a critical technology for colonizing space, is turning H2O from asteroids into oxygen.
Oh, there we go. All right, oxygen reserves are filled. Let's keep going.
I like the Dead Space style vibe we have right now.
Thank you. No, like this level, Farnsheet's Lab had a lot that they want to experiment with, just showing parts of space.
It's definitely eerie. I like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because the other areas are like either quiet or, you know, there's some stuff going on. Here it's just like you're the only one there, and it's deadly, and it's just kind of unsettling. Because space is literally the most inhospitable environment. Even with oxygen, and even with a pressurized suit and oxygen, you can still die from radiation. Man, the art director of this game really loves those caution stripes.
Yep.
Our logo's basically that.
All right.
I heard we live off spite, so who's telling me? That was me, no. I guess we both live off spite. literally my only motivation to do the things that my mom is suggesting. I have to do them anyway, but I resent taking on any of her suggestions because of how
The other guy who
terrible
was in
she
here
is.
went around and interacted with all the sculptures like he was looking for the right one. Funny, he really seemed to know what he was doing. The one he eventually settled on is at Programming Station C.
I will say I do prefer the mist system where you can just look around freely instead of having to click all these pivots.
Well, this is the one.
Hi there, Keldrick, and yes, we do live off of Spite.
Whatever he did to it only shows up.
A performance was we live off of Sprite.
Why go to all this trouble?
Essentially, it's how we live our story.
Was that Vess?
Maybe it's how we live our story.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, Mal, do you remember about what they did to tamper with the Arthur's art?
No, where would they have said that?
It was they used a specific harmonic resonance to interact with it.
Oh, of course. It's always a harmonic resonance device. That's how the Dreamer from the Elder Scrolls yeeted themselves out of existence. Mr. Tuning Fork decided to mess with the heart of a dead god, and
Yeah.
didn't go so well. So when did we meet Cabal?
Oh, this is what they turned it into. More blueprints.
Okay.
Actually, it's a green
that
print.
does it. You know, for so long I dreamed of getting out of here. But now that I've gotten my wish, it's kind of strange to think that I'll never be able to come back. I'm gonna miss this place. Hold me, Gage.
Okay, Arthur.
Hold the little biochick close.
Yes. Alright. Well, that's 2 out of the way. But before we leave, I need to do something with that empty canister I found.
Wait, I don't know that you can hold him any closer. He's in your suit, which is literally a suit around you, so...
Yeah.
Does this say deep time unit in the lower left?
Yeah.
Deep time, okay.
Deep time unit.
It was the shallow time unit. I love the nested hemispherical airlocks. This is beeping in the background, continuing to my oven.
So, the other side, as it says, H2O, so we might as well fill up our H2O canister.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill the reserve part with water to get it working again.
Well, no, this is the actual ice, the space ice that we got.
Delicious
Okay.
and refreshing.
Yummy.
Only 5% silica and iridium.
True. All right, let's get out of here. All right, Mal, you ready?
Deep time you're gonna make you jump.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
We
go to
need-
Chichen Itza.
Yes, we need to go to Chichen Itza.
Briefing. Chichen Itza. Sometime around 1000 AD, the ancient Mayan civilization in the Yucatan Peninsula began to die out for reasons yet unknown. Also around this time, the Mayan capital of Chichen Itza played host to newcomers in the form of the Toltecs, a culture closely related to the Aztecs. No one knows for sure whether the Toltecs invaded the Mayans at Chichen Itza, or if migrating survivors of their own dying culture were simply allowed to settle there. Your mission is to observe the resident culture and gather information that will lead to a definitive answer to this question. Warning, there will be a human presence in this environment. Shocking, I know. Gather footage from a safe distance and avoid being seen. Your destination coordinates have been scanned and cleared.
All right.
I like this wheel. Ooh. Hey, they made it all colorful. Nice. Just like Giza, people forget that ancient civilizations actually did paint and decorate their structures.
Yeah.
All right.
The pyramids at Giza were white with gold or black pyramidion caps.
Shoot it.
So they really stood out in the sun.
Interesting. All right, Arthur, what you got?
That huge pyramid is the Castillo. It's dedicated to Kukulkan, who was the Mayan equivalent of the Aztec serpent god Quetzalcoatl. The structure behind it is the Temple of the Warriors. An interesting thing about El Castillo is that it was built on top of a smaller, older pyramid. In fact, some of the other Mayan pyramids have been built over the previous pyramid as many as 6 times, with the old temple still remaining underneath.
Wow, that saves space.
Pyramid isn't good enough. We're gonna make it bigger. My pyramid's gonna be bigger. That's all ancient Egypt was. It's like, oh, your pyramid's so big, mine's gonna be bigger. Your pyramid was big? No, mine's gonna be bigger. No, mine's gonna be bigger. All the kings trying to one-up each other.
They just went and said,
yes,
yeah, we're gonna make it as big as possible so that everybody would mind.
Historians have theorized that before it was a tomb, it was used for some other ceremonial purpose.
High priest, Great Pyramid, gotcha. Oh.
The pelota field. The Maya played a game which was kind of a cross between basketball and soccer. Without using their hands or feet, they'd have to knock a hard rubber ball through a slightly larger stone hoop as high as 30 feet off the ground. No such thing as sore losers, mainly because the losers were decapitated.
Cool.
Well, I think that was for specific ceremonial events they would do that.
Overlooking the ball court is the Temple of the Jaguars, which also function as box seats for the royalty.
Interesting.
There is a lot of human sacrifice in this civilization, so.
That square building over there is the Casa Colorada. Historians believe it was the house of the high priest.
Interesting.
That's a chocmule. They were pretty common in Chichen Itza. Generally, if you wanted to be accepted by the gods, you'd place an offering in the chocmule's hands. I've only seen pictures of them facing away from the temple, though. I wonder why this one's facing inward.
The gods must be sustained through blood.
I think this relief is depicting a lower priest or supplicant to the priesthood, making an offering to the water god. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that symbol represents a cave inside a mountain. The Toltecs believed that the underworld was entered through a cave. Those are Mayan hieroglyphs. They had a pretty sophisticated pictograph writing system. Unfortunately, my Mayan's a little rusty right now.
Oh my.
Ours is pretty good.
Ooh.
All right, Mel.
Libations must be made to the lords of the night to gain passage into the realms of the underworld.
All right.
Well, that's pretty typical. That's pretty standard fare wherever you go, whichever underworld it is.
At the same time, at least
That circular
it's not.
building is the Caracol, which means snail. Maya built it as an astronomical observatory. They'd line up the sun and moon through rectangular slits in its walls to identify important days like the summer and winter solstices.
As you were saying, Sturkio?
So essentially, they, at the very least, didn't confuse things like with the Disney's Hercules situation.
No.
Oh my god. The funniest thing with that is that Hades isn't really a bad guy as much as freaking Zeus and the rest were pretty terrible people.
Zeus and Poseidon, yeah.
Oh my god,
Behind
they were.
the observatory is the Casa de las Monjas, or nunnery.
Nunnery. The nunnery.
Nosy.
Gage, look at this. This is a representation of one of the 9 trials of the underworld. That's definitely Tezcatlipoca, the Toltec god of war. The legend says that when a person died, their soul would have to travel through 8 levels of the underworld en route to the Deadland. On each one, they'd have to pass a trial given by the god that ruled that level. After passing all of the trials, they'd be allowed into the Deadland, where they spend eternity without joy or suffering.
One.
Okay.
like limbo.
Joy or suffering, so...
Just eternal neutralness. I love it.
Either purgatory or eternal peace.
Supplicant must prove his worth by passing the trials of the underworld.
Interesting. All right.
This is a little hard to see, but I think it's a depiction of a ceremony. It looks like a priest or supplicant is making an offering to a god.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, good.
So this is a lot of this. What we're learning right now is just obviously it'd be helpful later when we make our travels down there.
Only after passing the trials may a supplicant gain counsel with the gods to pay homage. So you have to pass trials even to get to talk to them to then worship them. Cool.
Yes. A lot of work.
They're not easy about that. Yeah, a lot of polytheistic cultures from ancient times are like really like you were not gonna have an easy time getting the afterlife. And even then you had a hard time appeasing the gods. And boy, you better appease the gods or you're probably gonna be destroyed forever.
Yeah.
Like in ancient Egypt, your soul would be devoured by Amen, and you just cease to exist forever. You failed. That's it. Like game over.
Let's see what Arthur's got.
It was actually rare. What would actually happen is just they throw you back as a baby, as a act of reincarnation of sort, and you would just try again.
What's your source for that, Sturkio?
That's actually a very recent one. I gotta find it again.
I've never heard of that.
Ceremonial calendar. The larger disc has 20 month names inscribed in it, and the smaller one numbers the days. When they're spun, they make
because some
Egyptologians
60 different combinations, each of which represent a day of the ceremonial year.
Only 260.
Oh,
historians think that certain days of the ceremonial year were reserved for honoring the gods with human sacrifices, bloodletting, and other fun rainy day activities. Hey, what can you say? I guess the Mayans can be summed up with one simple word: fun.
Hey, Rollins.
There you go, Mal. Mine's gonna be summed up in one word: fun.
That's the way to take it. Yeah, they actually had extremely accurate and deep understanding of astronomy. But again, like calendars differ a lot throughout the world in history. There have been multiple modern cultures that have come up with their own alternate calendars. Notably, one of the French republics did that because they had an obsession with removing anything from the past. So, yeah.
All right.
Most everyone sticks to Julian now.
All right, let's see about this one.
Considering that the priests are wearing their best jaguar hides, I'd say this scene is depicting a pretty important religious ceremony. It seems like these scenes are showing ceremonies that take place in this temple. It was destroyed long before anyone had a chance to record any of these murals, so we're the very first ones to see what it might have been used for.
Interesting.
Very much.
This is a list of some sort. I'm not sure what it represents, but each column seems to end with a date.
Do we try to translate on it?
Yes.
But yeah, I couldn't find the article that would talk about it. But a few Egyptologians are starting to wonder if there was another way out of the whole situation of being eaten by the... Well, essentially to avoid the consequences of disappearing in ancient Egypt when they die. Because the very idea of never reappearing ever again kind of scared the crap out of people.
Oh, that's the idea. I mean, as far as I know, I've never heard of a way to get out of that. They did have at least 2 different afterlives. I believe the trial of the gods was in both of them. Or I think one of them had the trial of the gods. The other, if it didn't have that, it would at least, it did have, you had to face a ton of hostile animal creatures. Because there was the Duat, the Field of Reeds, which was basically like Life 2.0, but I don't think it had like physical suffering. It was just you do the same thing you did in real life. Because of course they gotta keep the caste system in place. Homage must be paid to the four lords of the night before the layman is allowed to touch the holy vessel of ordainment. Okay.
So, homage and 4 lords of the night.
A holy vessel of ordainment, whatever that might be. Are you Googling something?
Alright. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, I'll take that ceramic bowl.
Of indigo.
Interesting.
Let's cook.
This looks like an ordainment ceremony. That guy with his head lowered is probably a supplicant to the priesthood who's just passed his rite of initiation.
Nice.
Yippee.
Okay. Well, if you saw there, Mel, I timed it. I made it to God of Death, 9 dog. So
Metal.
that should appease the statue here.
Classic ancient temple with mechanical puzzles.
There we go.
Yep, well, enjoy the underworld.
Yep.
I knew that archaeologists found a series of natural caverns underneath this pyramid, but I don't think anyone's ever been able to figure out what they were used for. The Maya believe that the underworld was entered through a cave, so it's a good bet that that's what this place represented to them. Judging from what we've seen, I'd say that this is some sort of proving grounds, probably for supplicants to the priesthood. And considering that their word for the underworld was Sibalba, which literally means place of fright, I'll bet this was no funhouse.
Sibalba.
Yeah,
As I recall, the Mayan heavens in the underworld were usually represented as a 13-step pyramid on top of an upside-down 9-step pyramid, with the earth as a flat plane in between. The 13 gods of the heavens ruled the daytime, and the 9 gods of the underworld the night. That's why they called them the Lords of the Night. Their heavens were pretty exclusive. Only certain people like sacrifice victims and children were let in. The underworld was for everyone else. Anyone that didn't get into heaven would have to make the journey through the 9 levels of the underworld to the Deadland, which was ruled over by the god of death.
As you're saying, Mel?
Yeah, it seems like, to me, this seems very classical of a lot of religious and spiritual initiation ceremonies where either in a sort of literal way or metaphysically you're going through this threshold into the spirit world and then back again. And even if, like, you know, it's a physical place, the whole point is that you are going through either the place that's considered to have an attachment to the spiritual or attunement or something, or you're, see, a lot of like occultism and spirituality has to deal with thresholds, liminality. So the idea is that you are going through this barrier into this you know, unknown place, because in a spiritual sense that's what you have to do anyway. I don't know if I'm articulating this very well.
No, you're doing well, Mo. Oh.
That skeleton isn't exactly fresh. They've obviously been using these caverns for a long time. Either that or they left it here for foreshadowing.
Oh, I don't think you'll need his head, though. I'll take that.
Oh,
wow, okay. Just grave robbing ourselves now. So we got a preserved heart, we got a skull.
Hey, I'll take that too, that copper medallion. That looks great. Alright.
We got preserved heart, we got a skull. Do we need just a soul stone and then we can make a zombie or something?
Oh, maybe Diablo, but now that we got that stuff, we actually need to go someplace first.
Aren't we just breaking the rules of time?
No,
Yes.
because we're not interacting with anybody.
We're just interacting with stuff.
Yeah,
we're stealing artifacts, which is totally cool according to the time police.
Yeah, we're not talking to anyone, and we didn't kill anybody. By our own hands. I mean, yeah.
It's all Gucci.
It's all Gucci. It's all Gucci. In the future, who the fuck left that?
Ah, but we need to go back to Normandy.
Normandy?
Yep, Les Andelys, France.
Les Andelys.
You would know. Oh, it's this guy again.
Oh well.
Sacre bleu. Wait, I thought we saw him die before.
Remember, we're going back to the point of the jump.
exact
So
time.
yeah, we just rewinded.
The poor man.
So we got a skull.
He shouldn't have been staying there near the arrow slit.
We just need some nightshade, and then we can summon the Night Mother.
Yep.
And please the Lords of
The
Night.
big wooden thing over there is a siege tower. Philip Augustus terrorized the defenders by surrounding the castle with 14 of these. They're pretty handy for being able to shoot over the wall of a castle, but they did have one minor drawback. Can you say flammable?
Is that true, Mel?
Hey. I mean, it's wood. I believe they had certain techniques to try to coat the wood to prevent flammability, and you could also plate it with metal, so that flaming matter wouldn't be able to stick through and burn it. But fire was the big weakness. People have misconceptions that there's, you could just shoot flaming arrows. Those aren't really a thing. But you could use fire bombs, torches, various other things. Also, boiling oil wasn't really a thing because oil's pretty expensive and valuable.
The wooden roofs were covered with tin, I think to prevent being set ablaze by flaming arrows.
Yep.
Alright, so tin.
Yeah, I don't know about the flaming arrows, but...
Well, flaming arrows, there's a good chance that they could have existed if they had the right material. But otherwise, it wouldn't be possible.
You're always actually me. Actually me.
Those boulders were dropped on any rod trying to climb the walls.
Yeah, well, they did have plenty of these, though, Mal, to use. Plenty of boulders.
Yeah, they would just throw rocks generally because it's like, that's pretty effective. Major head trauma. And yes, flaming arrows are possible, but I think they probably use like flaming catapults and stuff, like catapults with flaming bombs. Because then you can send a lot more material and then it bursts and then you spread the flame.
And
whereas individual arrows are hard to keep alight and then really ignite things.
And another little detail in medieval time, people didn't eat rotten food or try to masquerade the odor and taste with spices. They would just throw it away.
Yeah.
Or cut the parts that weren't affected by it, because just like us today, we don't eat the rotten part.
I can speak from experience. Even if a food that doesn't smell or look or taste bad has bacteria in it, it can be very bad for you. As I found out with food poisoning from pizza.
Yeah, really bad Marco's pizza.
The pizza wasn't bad, except that it was contaminated with bacteria or something. Something grew in it between the time we got it, and yeah, it's been pretty miserable. Also, yeah, like if food gets contaminated, there was a family that ate like 1-year-old breakfast leftovers.
What?
They had been frozen, but something must have grown in the meantime, and it killed like 9 people. There's like, people don't eat rotten food unless they have no choice.
Designed to protect archers while still giving them a wide angle of aim.
And ironically enough, putting spices and odor on rotten stuff isn't gonna make the odor go away. It's just like trying to mask your body odor with spice or axe spray. Ain't gonna work.
Yeah, they didn't really eat rotten food if they didn't have a choice. Mainly just with like
umbrellas.
I said that again.
Ew, a toilet, a latrine.
Have less food variety sometimes because everything had to be seasoned. They didn't have refrigerators, so it was like bread was a staple, grain in various forms was a staple, like beer and ale, and then whatever was fresh at the season you would have like. And they'd also eat a wider variety than us. Like they would eat flower greens and lots of wild picked fruits and vegetables. And they have different little festivals focused around that because everyone would go out and pick what was fresh and edible.
All right, as you were saying, Dasher, about those drinks, yes.
Ah, the classic garderobe. Simplicity at its finest.
Before indoor plumbing.
Well, yeah, but you notice that the French soldiers also use that with that grappling hook I picked up to get into the castle as well.
Gross.
Yeah, gross.
Which actually happened in real life during a certain battle. I think either it was the French or the Englishman.
Well, this siege is based on a real battle.
Mm-hmm. But as I was saying, there was a certain castle that had a failure, or I think a issue with one of its latrine that was just a little bit too big. And whoever was the enemy found that out and used it as a way to enter in. Fought their way into the door and opened up. Put the gates.
You don't. See, luckily in this period, Dasher, since we kind of are dressed looking like a knight, none of the knights bother us.
That's good.
Alright, so we got that really cool copper medallion, and then Arthur did say it can be melted down, so why don't we do that?
You gonna make that key?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hot butter medallion.
Yummy.
Just add some béarnaise sauce.
Alright, there we go. One hot key coming up.
Some creme fraiche.
Indeed.
There we go.
You didn't try to cool it down.
Was that?
Nothing.
No, what'd you say, Dasher?
You didn't try to cool it down when you grabbed it.
Yeah, because we're wearing our time suit. We're resistant to heat.
No, they should have a real-time wait for the key to cool down mechanic.
Yeah, no.
Have a 15-minute timer.
Yeah, because, oh yeah, I can still grab the... Oh, it's still too hot, it's bending. Oh.
Like, go read the manual while it's cooling down.
Exactly.
Oh, and also, helmets with horns never existed as the main fighting attire for any time before medieval time, or even after. They
Yeah, Vikings didn't have horned helmets. You could see it as a decoration on knights in the medieval era, and then samurai in Japan's feudal era.
Mainly as decoration, not as their main armor.
Yeah, it's to stand out because they were all about, personal honor and personal glory in the battlefield.
That's either a very dirty moat or a very clean sewer.
Very dirty moat.
All right.
Dirty moat.
And look at that
you
coral.
jumped in it.
Yeah, see, coral.
Yeah, you jumped in it.
Oh yeah, had to. Because as we remember, this is the only way we get up to siege the castle.
Chico's ate anyone? Was it our grappling hook for Rugal?
Uh-oh.
Hello! Joseph! Shaka, fool! 'Tis all for naught!
Uh-oh. The office interns have spotted you.
They're going to throw a cow at us.
Whoa.
If we stay here too long, they will.
Yeah.
That's literally one of the deaths you can have.
Yeah.
God. Good thing Gage has moves in this suit.
Oh yeah. Look at him, just barely missing.
And that's the slowest looking rock I have ever seen.
Quick! He's in the king's chamber!
It's in the king's chamber!
He may end up in the king's chamber pot.
It's a good thing we've got our cloak device.
Alas! He escaped us. He must not wretched a goddess.
Must not wretched Agatus, got it.
Must not what now?
Wretched Agatus is what I heard.
Agatus. Huh.
Okay.
Right.
A wretch and a goddess. Got it. Sure. I remember those tarot cards.
Maybe.
Capture Augustus? Or Russia? Yeah, I don't know.
That was interesting.
I better be here for the key. Ah, the tapisserie.
We did get a key.
Oh, Oh, there was a secret switch behind the tapestry all along.
Yay.
So,
What
about
lovely
tapestry.
candelabras. I wish my brother George was here.
Wow. Okay, I haven't heard that Liberace joke since Mystery Science Theater 3000.
So, about tapestry or rug, these were often used to cover up walls to keep warmth inside when it was winter.
Also decoration.
And as decoration too. But their primary purposes were to keep the castle warm in specific rooms.
Are they?
Oh, they did.
I know they had fires basically in every room because stone is very, very cold.
And it doesn't bring a lot of warmth everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't transmit heat very well.
You know what? If I do the translation, Mal, it might be easier.
Yeah,
right,
I can't read this. 27th of February, 1204. I am grieved to have learned that my relief plan did not succeed. Philip's troops have proven to be more formidable than I had anticipated. Nevertheless, it is imperative that you do everything in your power to hold Chateau Gaillard, as I am already in the process of organizing another assault.
Sorry.
Dislodge the invaders. Due to the improvidence of my late brother Richard, it could take some time to locate the necessary resources, but rest assured, comfortable relief shall come soon. In the event that the castle should fall, before relief arrives, I ask that you put, all these awkward pauses, everything of value in the hidden storage room which lies secret panel. Doors of the besieged castle burn. This letter.
Oh, okay.
Oopsie.
This should be the main door to the keep. It would usually put the entrance on the upper level because the narrow stairway to the door would make attackers more vulnerable and the keep easier to defend.
Actually, this was found out to be not the case. It was more so due to for structural reason than the defense.
Wait, which aspect?
Yeah, it's more so because making a castle at the time, if you were to make it big enough to have more than 2 people wide, it would be collapsing because it would be too heavy to support itself.
Wait, make what 2 people wide?
The stairway.
I don't think that's true. I mean, they could also use wood for the stairs. I know one thing they did was with the staircases, they would make it, I think they would make it that you'd have to walk down that direction was so that it would be harder for attackers to, well, I know one of the things they did is they made it so that attackers would have a harder time swinging their weapons by the way the staircase was oriented. Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff they thought of and devised for siege tech.
Except for the stairway, because unfortunately the idea that you could strike with your right arm is completely dull because you can just stab or attack upward. And anyway, if you are to climb up a stair, you're gonna have to attack upward, not side to side.
So by opening that, we may have found out what they were up to. Yep.
A box. That's a deep chest.
Yep.
Jumpsuit, external light, engaged. Gold. Treasure. A welcome mat.
Well, I don't think
Oh,
King Richard will mind if...
You cut out there, Rugal, what?
I said I don't think King Richard will mind if I took some of his gold coins.
No, I think he would mind.
Yeah.
Call me crazy.
Those are some fantastic translation. No, translation. Art right there.
Yep. Ah.
That's an enamel-on-leather portrait of Richard and John's grandfather, Geoffrey Plantagenet, made in 1158. Nice likeness, huh? One of the few pieces still around in my time. Too bad. If you chip away the enamel in gold leaf, you can still see the numbers. Since life was so difficult in the Middle Ages, what with constant wars, plagues, and whatnot, people just didn't have time for art. The knowledge of the masters of past generations wasn't passed on and was eventually forgotten. That's why everything from this period of history was pretty crude compared to the ages before and after it. And very little of it has survived because it was mostly in the form of tapestries and book illuminations, most of which have perished.
Ah, interesting, Mel.
The crude thing may be a misconclusion. I know the reason why they're called the Middle Ages a lot instead of just the medieval era, but I think that means about the same, is because of Victorian historians. And the Victorian historians were notorious. Not only did they kind of view themselves as above everyone else, because the Victorian area had a lot of imperialism and all that fun stuff. They also just made shit up all the time, and they really looked down on preceding eras and viewed themselves as the height of civilization. So they really characterized the medieval ages as the Dark Ages. That's where that term comes from, the Dark Ages specifically. And they talked about them being crude and living brutal lives and all these things. And it's like, yeah, their lives were often short and pretty bad, but they weren't like necessarily as bleak as they're made out to be. And there was definitely art that got passed on. It was more just that a lot of the technology and cultural traditions from the Roman era ceased to be when that empire fell.
So now that we know that there's something that's amiss here, let's see if it was this.
I mean, you would know
King
since
Richard's
you played
sword.
this before. Anthony.
Well, that was never on King Richard's sword.
That's normal. Glowing magic sword.
I don't know why it was called the Lionheart.
There's no
It's like
way
a
that
piece
jewel
of
was
gingerbread.
made by medieval hands. It's refracting light from your helmet in an almost perfectly mathematical pattern. It's flawless. I don't know what it is, but it definitely does not belong on that sword.
Now you can see why that person wanted to buy King Richard's sword at the Louvre.
Definitely doesn't belong on that sword. It clashes completely with the cabochons.
Okay, well, we got what we need here, so let's see if we can brave the underworld to get to the gods in Chichen Itza.
Yeah, Chichen Itza. And the funniest thing is that before the Dark Age being called dark, they were pretty colorful.
Yeah, again, it was just more historical revisionism and people wanting to feel superior. So the whole idea that, oh, we were so much better than those people and they didn't know anything. The Victorians were so stuck up.
Stuck up, snobbish, egocentric.
Like 8 more pillars to enter. Okay, typical. You have not yet appeased all the lords of the night.
So, how long is the game just saying? Because I'm thinking of taking myself a coffee.
A few more hours to it, but Mal, since we haven't got a death weight, let's see what happens if we go down here.
You slip and fall on the banana peel.
All right, Mel. There you go.
Ooh, reality distortion. TSA transmission. Reality distortion wave detected. Point of origination, August 20th, 1050 AD, 1109 AM. Cause of death. Blatantly disregarding warnings that he was approaching primitive peoples, Agent 5 proceeded into a populated area of Chichen Itza. Upon seeing such a strange being, the natives immediately dropped to their knees in homage to the god that came from the pyramid. Agent 5 decided to stay a while. Okay.
No. So that's a little. Yeah, that's a game over. Yeah.
That's a little primitive peoples, and of course worshipped as a god. I feel is a little offensive and also cliched.
It's only now 33. Good God.
Also, just like I would feel they'd be bored. Like, be very curious, but I could see it if Gage just being like, "Yeah, I'm God," then maybe they would go with that. But that would be on him at that point.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, "Oh, man in weird suit must be God," or like him using his cloak technology and other bullshit and just fucking with time. It's like, yeah, okay, well that's on you, Gage. There's actually my final project at art school. We did in Atlantis, and we had structures inspired by Mesoamerican civilizations like this. There's the guy you stole the skull from.
Yep. I may need that later.
So how come you don't run into yourself taking the skull?
Because we rewinded before we even did that, but we still have the item on me, so it just saves that.
Time travel is such bullshit, man.
All right. Now our nice tour of the underworld.
Half the designs of cultural story and a weird art suit would fit in. Yeah, like I think it's kind of prejudicial and shows a superiority complex to think like, oh, of course they'll assume he's a god. Like, yeah, it's a guy in a weird suit coming out of the temple, but I think they have multiple questions, and also like maybe they'd think of something supernatural, but not necessarily like a god. I think they'd just be confused at first and be like, the hell is that? You know, like, it could be something someone can make. Yes, I'll read it, Rugal.
Sorry.
Only those who have conquered their demons are welcomed in the presence of the god of war. An interesting turn of phrase.
Maybe he'd like this bloody arrow. Yes.
I'm glad the guard thoroughly entombed in there accepted your offering. What is with you and all the skulls?
You'll see.
Why does it sound like a laundromat in here? Your wire's off filter.
Yep.
Okay.
So now you know what we need the skulls for. Keep those mouths open.
Oh, it's not a nutcracker.
No!
Oh, that's what that noise is.
Those spears look easily sharp enough to tear through your suit, but I wouldn't worry about it. Everybody limbo!
I don't think we can limbo low enough.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim.
And make his time stream to a Swiss time stream. Be more accurate that way. That's a Swiss cheese and Swiss watch reference.
So we got some of the spears to go away. Interesting. All right. So it looks like we're gonna have to start juggling around some skulls. Alright. Alright. Oh. Another one. Okay.
Defile the dead. Defile the dead. Another medallion.
Yeah, if I need it. Alright.
I hope, like, at the third game we find out, like, all the grave robbing throughout history has just been these stupid time agents.
Alright, that one. And that'll keep that one open? Alright. There you go. Ugh. Yeah, so now it's just messing around with the where we put the skulls. So make sure I got that lined up correctly.
So, unfortunately,
yep.
I may have to leave and go pick up Goldie because the rain is so bad he can't really see the bike home. I can try to be back as soon as I can, but
Oh,
take
yeah.
at least
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, take your time. I just be me going through the trials that you need to.
Alright. I'll be back as soon as I can. Don't have too much fun without me.
No, take time, Mel. So we need that one open, but we'll need... Let's see which other skull I can get. Alright.
Any moment.
Alright, yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
Okay. So, what we need to do is go through here. And we need to take this one.
Oh.
And then we put this in here, Dasher.
Yeah.
We'll set up the spike traps, and we have the way open. Yeah, see, this is the only thing Miss 3 was missing, doing death trials.
Oh heavens, no. That'll just make the game longer.
Tezcatlipoca was one of the most feared gods. His name means smoking mirror. They called him that because in addition to being a fierce warrior, he was also known for his pranks and illusions. Kind of the Mayan Doug Henning. This chamber seems to be set up as a prayer room. There's an image of the god directly opposite his altar, but no signs of blood to suggest that the altar is used in sacrifices, which means that it's probably used for more benign offerings. If I had a nose, I believe I would smell incense.
Alright, well, we'll take that obsidian block. Oh, how do you like the feeling of this game, by the way, Dasher?
Yeah, it's very Lighthouse.
Thank you.
Looks like Lighthouse, the dark thing. But I can see where, looks like we're going to Dini right now. Or the Tahni, whatever he calls it.
Yeah, but at least we can translate it. We have an actual translatorship.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Oh, that one looks lovely to do next. We'll do that one. Ready, Dasher?
Yep.
Whew.
Gage, relax. It's a door. You put your offering in this receptacle, the door closes, and it's taken by someone or something to be judged for its worthiness. I don't believe in magic or the powers of the gods, but it may be possible that there are acolytes living in alcoves within these walls, and all they do is collect the offerings and open the doors if they're good enough.
True. That makes a ton of sense. Alright, Dasher, can you read that?
Those who wish to gain counsel with whatever that name is, must cross the words of disbelief on the stepping stones of faith.
Okay. So, remember I found that canister of water that I filled up at the space station?
Yes.
Maybe they would like that. There you go.
What? Cool.
Not yet, so let's save first. Yeah, big thing I will tell you about this game, Dasher, if you ever want to play it, you can get off of good old games. Save often.
Of course.
Yeah, you go one way or do something wrong, you're dead. Because unlike this, there are many deaths in this game.
So like kind of like King's Quest. What you mean?
Yeah. All right.
I know.
Well, okay then.
Hey, who's the architect who built this bridge? This place is like the Winchester Mystery Pyramid.
Windows 95, huh?
Very clever, Grasshopper.
Ah, you see, so we have to do it that way, but we had to go across to activate it.
Elaborate contraption. The Maya were amazing
advanced, but I never would have imagined this level of mechanical engineering from the sound of it.
I heard just something loud.
Driving this whole mechanism. That tells me that
What was
there
that?
must have been a particular season for these priesthood initiation trials. Part of the reason the
Hello?
rain was so important to the
What?
the Yucatan was susceptible to
I thought I heard something loud.
later, there would have been little more than a trickle to drive these platforms.
Well, because it's sound that it's making.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now, Dasher, we gotta be very careful trying to cross this.
Yeah, I can imagine. There's one misstep. Hi.
Sorry.
Swish.
Sorry, it's just like I had a pretty much of a time-consuming.
Whoa!
I just don't know what's up with me, but I just somehow feel sleepy all of a sudden.
Woo! There you go, Dash. See, you made it.
Nope, no, couldn't be me.
Oh! All right, Dasher.
Agent Smith's death registered at 12:05 p.m. on 8/2. Yeah.
8:20.
8/20, the 1050 AD. In attempting to prove his work to the Mayan rain god, Agent 5 fell 30 meters from a bridge of swinging platforms into the raging waterfall below, inevitably disrupting the god of death. The next of his kin have been notified.
Well, we did go to the land of the dead after all.
Yes.
Check it next.
You're playing in adventure mode.
You're supposed to be here until a few thousand years, dude.
Well, I feel kind of cheated. Tickets, please. Tickets only.
Oh my god.
Next.
Well,
like I said, couldn't be me.
I swear to God, I feel like I want to sleep all of a sudden.
But you can't.
Okay.
But
holy moly.
Oh, what was that again, Vass?
I just felt like I want to sleep, but I can't.
Oh, that's okay. Like I said, we're getting through this. See, I just got past that really hard puzzle right there. Base.
Just don't know what's up with my mentality.
Okay.
Could be a lot of number of things.
Is it because my attention span or something?
It might be. I'm not sure.
I do not know.
He's pretty. That would be Tlaloc, the rain god.
Interesting.
Oh.
Oh, another piece. All right, limestone block. So to not have to go through that again, we can actually jump back to the start of Chichen Itza so that we avoid having to do that. It's a little ways so that like you don't have to go across the jumping platforms again.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't want to put you guys through me trying to climb back through those bridge parts.
Telling me that's somehow feeling.
You're pretty far away from the mic, Vass.
It just be suddenly feel dozed off.
Oh, that's okay. It's me just translating Dasher's Dunny. Alright, death, 9 death, alright. Oh, yeah, no, that's 9 dog. Dog. All right.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's see what's up here. Dasher?
Those who will represent the god of wealth must turn their backs to worldly possessions and lower their heads in humility.
That sounds like a King's Quest puzzle.
Ain't always.
It sure does all the time.
Okay.
Journeyman, huh?
Hey,
Quite the
nice
journey.
door. Didn't I see Bob Vila make one of these on this old pyramid?
All right, so if we were dealing with the god of wealth, Dasher, maybe he likes those gold coins we picked up from King Richard.
Yeah.
Ooh, rope bridge. Very dangerous. You go first. Isn't rope bridge an oxymoron?
Might be. So, remember what it said about humbling yourself, Dasher?
Yeah.
Well, let's not do what it said.
Yeah, look, we're too tired, aren't we?
Let's do it.
Great rope bridge, right, Vass?
Yeah, well, yeah. Whenever I'm focusing on my pyramid.
Oh, look at all that gold. Okay.
Feel the bones at the bottom.
And this is why we failed, because we didn't humble ourselves. It's just like in King's Quest V. So we are now forever
trapped.
Unless we jump, we are forever trapped in here because again we fell for the trick of like we didn't humble ourselves. So let's not do that and go back. So when it said lower ourselves in humility, it meant right here. Because that over there, that's not the real temple. Again, I could totally see that be a King's Quest puzzle.
Yeah, that is a King's Quest puzzle.
Yeah. All right. And there we go. This is the real God of Wealth dungeon, or temple.
Hey, wow, nice work. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to carve stone? And all these guys had to work with were primitive stone tools and a spirograph.
All right, jade. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that is rare.
Yeah.
Infinitely more precious than gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the wealth god. So, yeah, I like that little thing that you actually did have to follow what it said, Dasher. Otherwise, just like in 5, you would have just been stuck in there and nothing to do.
Like practice the links.
Yep.
Lucky that rope isn't too old.
No, because we got this from Da Vinci's era.
Sure. But yeah, there's a point where a rope can be too old and just break.
True.
Like when you see in those Indiana Jones or whatever adventure film where they go through an ancient temple with ropes. there would be a high chance that anything functioning with these ropes would break.
Yes.
Just a simple example. Oh, a trap. And now it's twice as dangerous because you don't know if it's gonna function properly or if it's gonna attack you from anywhere.
Dasher?
Oh dear.
The final trial is the first sacrifice. Oh no.
Okay. And then if you notice, over here, let me get a Arthur and Vince, I think. Nope.
No, I
look
don't
at
notice.
that. You could put stuff that looks like blocks in here. That's why we collected those 3 from the other temples. What? You okay?
Sorry, getting a bit peeved.
Oh no.
And there we go, Dasher.
Nice.
It just sometimes when I'm not the one that's playing, I just end up like losing focus.
Mm-hmm.
Just felt like I'm not.
It's okay, like, if you want to play Limbus Company stuff, go right ahead.
I know.
I would imagine that when a supplicant reached
I'm
this
playing
room,
my
there would be a sacrifice victim
Bernick.
tied to the altar, and the priest would all be
So
arranged
that's
in a
that.
circle around the perimeter of the chamber. The only exit from these caverns seems to be through that passage on the other side. So if you pass the trial, they would pivot the bridge around to let you across. If not, well, I guess you're on your own, buddy. That explains some of the skeletons we found, trying to find their way out.
Yeah, interesting.
Very odd.
Well, we need a sacrifice, right, Dasher?
Mm-hmm.
What about this preserved
Temporal anarchism detected in the immediate vicinity. Use evidence chip to locate.
Yep, and that's what we got for passing the trial.
Interesting. Fascinating. I don't have any more words. It just...
Oh, that's okay, yeah.
So cool. It's so cool.
Thank you.
No, fine. Now, you do excuse me. I need to lay down on the bed.
Okay, yeah.
A bit. I'll get my phone out to keep watching the stream.
Yeah, it's all good.
Alright.
Sometimes it can be very difficult to stay awake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what we had to do is we had to remember that saying. Remember in the at the beginning of the temple. So maybe it's the 4 Lords of the Night. But you see if we get it wrong. Dasher.
Agent Fitz death registered at 12:01 on 8/20/1050 AD. In the caverns below Chicken Pizza, Agent 5 discovered an ornate Mayan puzzle box. Thinking that he knew the combination, he tried to open it. The sting of poison needle pierced his hand and told him he was wrong. The next of kin have been notified.
Yeah, another King's Quest death.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, so we have to get the right saying in the column right here.
Mm-hmm. Or else you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, you sure this is made by Presto Studios, not Sierra?
It would be. It would be.
Oh, that one was right.
Yes.
Ah! Oh, that was 4 Lords of the Night.
Also, it's really impressive that such a device can pierce through armor.
I know, right?
And also be, in a sort of way, spring-loaded. Even though the technology only happened like a millennia afterward.
Oh yeah.
It's fascinating.
Mm.
In all the most terrifying sense of the word.
Just see if I remember the. That's not it. Yeah. Let's see. Underworld Altar gives night. All right. There we go. It's Breath of Itzima. Huh, that shouldn't be in there.
Hey, that's an Environ cartridge, isn't it? And it's loose. It hasn't been incorporated into the artifact like in the other time zones. You should take it. Maybe it'll provide us with some information.
All right.
Sorry. This one's on the house.
Ooh, nice. What do we get?
Well, it's environment ship. We have to use it at Gage's house.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Who's doing all that? All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we can kind of line up like the research unit. There's us. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, see, we found out what what's going on with her. Is that if you're wondering, yeah, see the thing, the time up of that. Yeah. She was. Let's just say that it looks like she. We found the number of what who it was that was messing around in here. All right. Let's jump back to. Actually, recall. There we go.
I do really like how the environment is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So advanced.
Hey, Vess. Vess?
I think remember.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I'm going to use the restroom really quick and get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right.
What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much. Not me.
What's that?
Not me, that's not what's up.
Okay. Just making sure that I didn't go too far ahead unless Mal was back yet.
He isn't.
She isn't? Okay. Gage's research partners that seem to have been messing around in those time periods that Gage's research was at, and was tampering, as you see, with the putting stuff like that Environ ship shouldn't have been there in Chichen Itza, or that diamond on King Richard's sword, not to mention the complex mathematical equations in the Da Vinci's Codex Atlanticus, and then of course somebody messed with the AI's art program that he had created in Farnstein's lab at the space station.
Yep.
So, and they were buying these pieces. Yeah, huh?
They used AI.
No, the AI itself made the art. Like a holographic art piece, you know. The computer.
Essentially shaping the art.
Yeah.
There's a good difference between creating the art and shaping the art to be visible.
And you saw that what they did was they used a different harmonic resonance to mold the art into a blueprint schematic. You know. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yes, it's lava lamp 2328.
Oh, Arthur. So that's what we have learned so far. But like I said, I didn't want Mal to miss anything. Like Chichen Itza, you can kind of. It's just more like that's the part of the game where you have to do a lot of trial and error with items, and you could die at certain points. Or like with the wealth one, you could get yourself stuck, and then you have to jump out of there. The bridge one, I'd say, was the hardest because that's more like almost like a quick time event where you have to click the arrow at the right time. Yeah.
The music is wonderful.
Oh yeah, thanks. It's a bit of a loop, but as I said, I didn't want to forget Mal coming back to see it.
Yes, the one who voiced the wonderful Shelly the Killer. Electrical guitar bridge.
Yeah.
And then the tuning done. Already up the rest of the part. High-res environment system.
Yep. Probably got him during the Crusades. However, the batteries are dead. Yeah, that's true, DP. But like I said, once Mal gets back, we'll continue this. And again, sorry to Vass if Journeyman, just like many puzzle games, it's something that you have to have the feeling for, and it can be hard on someone like just watching that is like, you know, wants to get hands on with it. So I understand. Just get something up. Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. Just like again, it's something that I didn't want to not have Mal here to the next part. I apologize, guys. Because honestly, we're at like the near the ending point of the game. You know, since we fixed all the issues that were going on in the time field, or the places where future Gage was researching, I should say.
Hmm?
So Dasher, how you been? By the way, haven't seen you in a while.
Tired. Dust up for past few days. Trying to get back to work because HR goes down the current case I had sent to them after a phone call. Now I gotta start all over again. And now I gotta send them another letter, but to the doctor so they could at least approve that. And if they don't approve it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And that's it. I'm not getting paid.
Oh God.
So yeah.
What a bad move.
It's they feel that it's not debilitating enough that you can't come back to work, which is not the way it should be.
That's how heart surgery.
They don't think it's debilitating. They'll just say, go on a diet. That's it.
Just go on a diet. Yeah, no.
Hey, high blood pressure runs in my family, so.
Yeah. That's just one of those things that they act like that, but you know they're not trying to help you with anything when you need it the most.
It's always to save a few coin.
Well, Winnixie really didn't have a choice because they're run by Aldi. No. Okay. Let me just see how Mal's doing. Don't know if they're okay or not. What was that?
I'm back.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, now, we passed the trials in the Land of the Dead, and then we found a Mayan capsule that had this in it, an Environ cartridge, which really shouldn't even be there in that time period.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
Mayan Environ cartridge.
Yeah.
There's one from one of those fancy Mayan startups.
Yeah.
You know, tech bros trying to like use this cartridge, it'll save the environment.
Oh, but it's Mal?
Clegmar radiation band. This cart encoded a playback in Clegmar radiation band. Never heard of that.
This cartridge is the final piece you'll need to build a time machine.
Time machine.
You should also have the Da Vinci Codex, which contains various formulae. The sculpture, which morphs into a schematic diagram, and the medieval sword, which holds the energy focusing element. This cartridge contains all existing notes,
Well,
plans,
we found out who stole all the stuff.
on the construction of the neutrino matrix accelerator, the time machine's power source. You'll be able to recreate the accelerator from these notes. By using the formulae, schematics, and focusing element to control the accelerator and harness its power, you'll be able to turn it into a functioning time machine. The information on this cartridge has been arranged in chronological order, starting with the building of the accelerator's framework, and following the process of its construction through to the final product.
Uh-oh.
Sorry to interrupt, Gage, but I need that back.
No, we've been hit by looping video.
Oh no.
So we've now found out it was one of our TSA agents that set us up.
The other person in another suit we kept seeing, I'm shocked.
Yep.
Oh, good, you're awake. Don't bother trying to move, your suit's disabled. I've got you hooked up to the jumpsuit maintenance frame. Well, it took me a while, but I finally figured out how you did it. I remembered that Agent 8 told me that when you broke house arrest, he found you back in your old apartment, without your suit. So that was the Gage that I know. And he jumped back into the past to enlist your help. Because he knew that he was being watched. You certainly are resourceful, aren't you? I didn't even know that that was possible. Just when I thought I had you under my control, you go and pull something like this on me.
Oh well, it was your own fault.
While you were unconscious, I looked at your evidence biochip. That's some pretty incriminating stuff. Looks like I've got no choice. I'm gonna have to erase it and, mind wipe you.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least you won't remember how painful it was. In fact, when you wake up back in your apartment in the year 2319, you won't remember that any of this ever happened. Or, will happen, I guess. Well, first, I've got to send back the Environ cart that you stole from me.
Oh no!
Oh. Yeah, I gotta go back to Chichen Itza. Sorry.
Well, despite your best efforts, humans are no longer the only beings capable of time travel. It's for the better, Gage, believe me.
Oh, she gave her a time machine to aliens.
We just can't be trusted with such a powerful tool. Human nature would eventually drive us to use it for the wrong reasons. And if we're not the only ones with the technology, maybe we won't be as tempted to misuse it. My contact promised me that it would be given to every race of the symbiotree that wants it.
So in a way, you know what? Dr. Elliot Sinclair was kind of correct about being scared about what the aliens will do.
Gage, this doesn't look good. The jump controls are locked out and she's got you completely immobilized. While you were taking a commercial break, she hooked us up to this thing. She's been downloading stuff from your biochips ever since. She hasn't discovered me yet, but I'm afraid it's just a matter of time. I keep trying to sneak a peek down the data stream, but I'm afraid I'm gonna stand out like a rat in a garden hose. Hey, that was pretty good. Anyway, I'll keep trying.
Rat in a garden hose, got it.
You probably think that I'm ill, that I'm insane. I really can't blame you. I mean, no one from our generation has ever seen how aggressive we can really be. Or the generation before us, for that matter. Or the ones before that. But every single one of my historical research missions involved studying war. I've been to the Nazi death camps and Hiroshima. I've seen the terrorist massacres. I've lived it. I know. You can't possibly imagine the horror of seeing a bustling city of thousands vaporized by a nuclear firestorm, or a crowd of people shredded into bloody ribbons by a single shrap bomb. As you watch, helpless. But that's what happens when we feel the need to bare our teeth. It's human nature. And it's not something that just a couple of 100 years can erase. Look around you. Do you know what this place is?
No, what is it?
It's a missile silo. Well, a few centuries ago, there were tens of thousands of these.
Oh, so we're back in NORAD.
A nuclear missile powerful enough to obliterate an entire sector. That's enough to destroy the world 50 times over. Yet just 3 centuries later, even before the physical reminders are gone, we're claiming that we've matured into a peaceful race of beings. How can we be that naive?
That's a lot to digest, Mel.
She just hooked up the pipeline I needed. Swim them up and see if I can stop her.
You probably figured out that I was the one that rigged the security grid. I had to be able to get the things I needed from the Pegasus warehouse without being seen. But when you started asking around about the mistake in the grid, well, I mean the future you, that is, I had to change my plans. So, instead of just sending the information to my contact, I came up with the idea of hiding it in historical artifacts. Artifacts from your research dates that were also slated for sale at the Louvre art auction. That way, all I had to do was tell my contact which items to buy. And the transaction was nearly impossible to trace. And if anyone started digging around because of what they saw, well, they'd discover the ripples and come straight back to you. I even found some valuable trinkets to plant in your locker if that happened. Just that one simple move would give you a motive and the court a scapegoat. But, I didn't want to have to do it. I never thought for a second that someone might accidentally discover the ripples. I mean, how often do we do manual scans? Someone must have been bored out of their minds that day. I'm sorry, Gage. I really am. If I could be the one that was arrested, if I could take responsibility for my actions, I would in a second, believe me. I had no choice. I don't want to do this to you, but if I don't, it will all have been for nothing.
Yes, sell us out, give all the time machines to alien races? Sure.
That's the problem with time travel. Nothing's ever safe.
Oh, well.
That's why I had to do it.
Uh-huh.
I had to even the playing field, even a little.
I don't think that's evening the playing field at all.
I'm making you an unwilling martyr to my cause, but that's just the way it's got to be. Please understand.
I think that's just going full chaos at that point.
Why am I even bothering with this? You're not going to remember any of this anyway.
Yeah.
Gage, I'm there. It's all hooked up, everything. It's all controlled through the neural link into her suit. You can create a virus and shut the whole thing down.
Can you, Arthur?
Just need to get into. No. There's a password, Gage. I need a password.
Yeah, password.
What do you know about Michelle? Setting up an interface link for you. I need a password. We've both got instant Alzheimer's. Pick up. Hurry!
Grav ball.
Grav ball.
Uh-oh.
We're in!
Or she's going crazy.
How do you know that password?
That was in her file. She likes grab ball.
Oh.
You're gonna have to do the rest without me.
But unfortunately, Arthur became the virus, so now he's being transported into her suit.
See you on the other side.
See you, Arthur.
I like her twerking.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Red lightning.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. It was Arthur.
Oh.
Well, Arthur's your problem now.
See you, lady.
Honestly, Mel, I would say that Dr. Sinclair, I think, had a better plan than she did. At least his was just based on fear. It was like, oh, we can't be trusted with time travel. Give it to everybody.
Well, Sinclair's plan was to stop aliens from having it.
Yeah.
We didn't trust aliens to begin with.
Yeah.
But she doesn't trust humans.
But she's willing to.
She's working for the faction that has time travel.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this missile silo looks great, though. Nice and comfy.
NORAD 2000.
Yeah, if you looked on her file, just because that you could correlate, the shoe print that had the numbers, Mal, that would have shown who it belonged to, Agent 3, and then you would have found all of her background and where time jumps were and whatnot.
But you didn't bother showing us because you know everything. You've played this game 1,000 times, so you remember every single thing.
Well, also because I didn't want Vass was starting to get really antsy, so yeah.
Do sorting through filing cabinets make Vass antsy?
Oh, well, just not being able to play something.
That's me with ADHD. I was playing Skyrim last time. Now I'm just doing a modeling exercise in Maya. Trying to remember how the hell to cut something at a right angle that's the same diameter as the rest of it.
Alright, so now that we got the burned out core, we just need to get a new fusion core.
Well, that's
Simple.
easy.
Yep.
Just look for a piece of power armor sitting around.
Oh, there you go. Just like that.
And before you hear about a settlement needing your help. It's a Fallout 4 reference.
I do know that reference.
All those classic servo noises makes me back to StarCraft.
Let's see. Printer.
Yes.
Printed a note.
Mm-hmm.
Posted note to the future.
Yeah, we'll need to keep, because trying to write that down takes a bit.
I can see the future.
Yes, the actual future. Yeah.
Huh?
Alright, 6572, 5519, and then I gotta get the last four. 0235.
His girlfriend. He's trying to call up his girlfriend or launch a nuke.
Well, no, because that will lead us to this alien species that wants to take to make their own time machine that she was working with.
So are these notes she was making?
Yeah.
Oh.
Human heart. Oh yeah, let's do the human heart.
Where's the thumb? Ew.
Oh, but it disintegrates before we can enjoy its rich flavor.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see. So now that we have that, we need to also find out where exactly everything else that, like, involving which alien, because we have the transfer code, but we don't really know the alien race that she was working with that she wanted to give the time machine to. So that is important.
I bet the Gazillions.
Yeah, then there's our nice mold of what we were stuck in.
Give me Five Night, or was it Sister Location vibes from Five Nights at Freddy's? Imagine that if this fucking series blew up again in a retro way because someone made a horror game. You have to maintain the time machine. Dude, but there's someone still inside it.
It could happen.
Goofy. I come up with very goofy concepts that I don't take anywhere, probably for good reasons. It's Graham's plasma tools.
Oh, mini INN. All right, let's see about this, because now another one where we need to view the stuff on the INN.
The sync layer incident.
Yeah.
Sign biotree technology discussion.
All right.
Again,
After a word from our sponsor. Peinture fraîche.
Oh boy.
Jote Latvande. Sasta Gort.
If you hadn't understood those important messages, you would have just...
Wet bin.
Screwed up your best suit.
Flippity
Driven off of a cliff.
Cheap meat.
Been poisoned.
Been poisoned.
Restaurants located in the lobby.
And peed your pants on a foreign planet. Yes, for all those reasons and more, this
Samco.
DM dual mode translator biochip from Samco. Just
Right
plug
there.
Polyglot DM into any standard biotech interface and voila! No more frustration, no more confusion.
They didn't tell me what voila means.
Written and spoken forms of any known language. It does it all. The Omniglot DM translator biochip from Samco. Get it today.
Get it today.
Samco translator biochip available at Rugal's and other fine stores for a low price of $199.90. Or order over ShopNet. Product order code 689-22378. 689-22378.
Thank you.
What's up, Bass?
In a late-breaking update from the technology discussions, the Kryn ambassador
the Kryn.
moments ago stormed out of the talks, apparently frustrated with the lack of progress. The conflict began when the ambassador said, quote, "Even the Kryn can no longer deny the truth of the situation and that they don't understand how anyone could defend our right to keep such a hazardous technology." Until last week, Icarus maintained the Kryn's usual position, that each race should be allowed complete autonomy over its own technologies. But their attitude changed soon after Agent 5 was arrested. Since then, the Kryn ambassador has repeatedly tried to gain the support of all the other envoys in fighting for the abolishment of time travel. When this last plea once again met with resistance, Icarus launched into a tirade, exclaiming that if they had known better, they would not have voted to let such an obstinate and naive race as humanity into the symbiotree. He then abruptly departed. The talks will go on despite the Kryn withdrawal.
I love.
Members of Ministry will continue to meet with Symbiotry representatives today in the Assembly Hall of the United
What a
Ministry
logo.
Complex.
Yeah.
These talks were requested by several member races as a forum in which to discuss the place of time travel technology in the symbiotry of peaceful beings. Today marks the beginning of the third week of negotiations, yet there is still no end in sight. Sarah Michaels is standing by at the United Ministry Complex with a report.
Thank you, Mark. The main factor protracting the discussions is the inability of the symbiotry to decide what should be done with the technology. The representatives have formed 3 distinct factions whose strongly opposing views have caused them to remain tenaciously entrenched in a deadlock. While one group believes we are committing the unforgivable act of hoarding a vital technology, a second supports the symbiotry tenet that each race has sovereignty over its own technologies. The third contingent, which has grown in strength since the arrest of Agent 5, contends that time travel represents a threat to every race of the symbiotry and should be destroyed altogether. Even though most attending races strongly disagree with humanity's sole ownership of the technology, our heads of ministry refuse to acknowledge their arguments, citing its inevitable misuse as their foremost concern. Therefore, barring symbiotry action, it is unlikely that the status of time travel as a proprietary technology of Earth will change.
I find it interesting that the vaguely ant-like alien ambassador still has a very Greek name.
True.
Also, one letter off.
Originally held by the majority of races.
Oh, was that again, sorry?
The talks. The Dorloon and Zangtrakar, on the other
Is not going to stop unless you back out.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying it's one letter off from the alien race from the Command and Conquer series, the Skrin.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was Command and Conquer 3.
Yeah, the aliens that sent Tiberium to Earth in the first place.
Go ahead, my son. Push the button. I always love that line that Kane said.
We can start JMP3 on Monday.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see.
The opinion originally held by the majority of races represented at the talks
Moxel.
is that time travel technology is an invaluable.
Yeah, Agent 5.
The Dorloon and Zangtrakar, on the other hand,
Zangtrakar.
have continued to cling tightly to their convictions. They're of the opinion that this technology is far too important.
Okay.
Perhaps Brandon Farlink, the
This
Dorloon
can all
and
be appeal for sharing.
stated the feelings.
Alright. Appeal for denial.
Despite
There we
being
go.
recently abandoned by the Kryn, 2 of humanity's
Oh, it's
staunchest
ARYNN.
the Sorolans and
Yeah.
the SAR, have continued to defend our right to autonomy over time travel technology. Like those that favor dismantling.
Alright, so they think we have the maturity to do it.
You're never gonna let us hear this stuff, are you?
Well, I mean, she talks really slow.
By the Kryn, 2 of humanity's staunchest supporters, the Sorolans and the SAR, have continued to defend our right to autonomy over time travel technology.
Shame you
Like
can't
those
mute her
that
because I
favor
could read it.
dismantling it,
No.
These 2 races would rather leave their past buried than risk losing it altogether.
Uh-huh.
But unlike the others, the Sorolans and SAR believe that humanity harbors a maturity beyond its years and can be entrusted with preserving the sanctity of history. In fact, they suggest that our closeness to our violent past makes us even better suited to manage time travel, as the dire consequences of the misuse of technology still stain our racial memory. Unfortunately, theirs is a minority opinion. The prevailing response to this argument is that Earth's record with time travel speaks for itself. In just 10 years, there have already been incidents of deliberate historical sabotage, the latest of which allegedly involving an agent of the Temporal Security Agency. Our benefactors, however, dismiss the Elliott Sinclair and Gage Blackwood incidents as aberrant acts by disturbed individuals, rather than a weakness of humanity as a whole. And they ask, as a sign of good faith and trust in the newest member of the symbiotry, that the future of time travel technology be left to our discretion.
Well, there's a point for us, at least. Alright, what about result of negotiations?
Despite the arguments made by the symbiotree envoys, the general opinion of the heads of ministry so far appears unswayed. Michael Rozhenko of the Northwest Asia Collective rebutted that the danger of time travel falling into the wrong hands and being used to change history, however slight, is still too great to even consider releasing the technology. It must be realized that time travel has not only the power to unlock the secrets of history, but also unparalleled potential for destruction. Few could argue that it would be foolish to give such a tool to anyone, regardless of its intended use. On the other hand, it's also too late for it to be destroyed, as was pointed out by Chancellor of Law Rick Allen, when he stated that the technology has already been created and can therefore be recreated.
Hey, Rugal,
yeah?
Would it mute itself if you alt-tabbed?
What's that again?
Would the game be muted if you alt-tabbed? Would it keep playing audio?
Yeah. Yes,
okay. Because I was just thinking if you could toggle this down, then I could read it out.
Yeah, sorry.
And we wouldn't hear this monotonous 6-second loop.
Oh, yeah.
By attesting that if all known time travel technology were destroyed and a new time machine built without government knowledge or approval, there would be no way to intervene in the actions of the illicit time traveler. He would have free rein to rewrite history to his liking. Unfortunately, such scenarios are all too likely, as was proven by the Elliot Sinclair incident and the current trial of Gage Blackwood.
Okay. Appeal for dismantling.
The third viewpoint, which was originally held only by the Unwa, is that the existence of time travel technology represents a threat to the history of every race in the symbiotree. For this reason, these races feel that all existing time machines should be completely dismantled.
Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, we actually can we can mute it like this. Loxoni.
Loxoni. Biologically unlike anything known to humanity, the Loxoni are perfectly adapted for life on a rogue, multi-orbital planetoid. As their homeworld careens through deep space from one solar system to the next, changes in gravity and temperature stretch and crack its tortured surface, creating gaping fissures leading deep into its crust. It is these hellish caverns that the Loxoni lovingly refer to as home. Though they live in total darkness, the Loxoni have highly developed ultraviolet sight, which allows them to navigate the caves and to communicate via changing light patterns which emanate from between the rocky plates that cover their body. They have the ability to focus these beams of UV light for long-range communication and for identifying various types of minerals, which is the mainstay of their diet. Their powerful projecting mandibles of the Loxoni serve to both crush their food and clear passages through the cavern. They also often use their mandibles for other labor-intensive tasks, although they have several prehensile appendages tucked away between their plates. They lack the benefit of hearing. Medical records show that they once had eardrums, but are very sensitive to sonic vibration. Isn't that just sound? The Loxoni are highly moralistic and very social beings, living in tight-knit communities which share all the responsibilities of daily life, including raising their young. They are also very religious. Loxoni creation accounts tell a lone supreme being who fashioned the entire universe, but feeling in an empty act, decided to give the rock life so that its beauty could be appreciated. One very likely explanation for their beliefs is the lack of a single other life form on their planet. Obviously, the Loxoni's presence there is a great mystery to everyone but themselves. The Loxoni technological revolution was born of necessity. Increasing population and changing traditions in the planet's core forced them to seek new ways to survive in their environment. The first anti-gravity vehicles were developed for surveying the massive crevasses for food, shelter, and other basic needs. From there is a small step into space, where the Loxoni discovered they are not alone.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Home planet, Loxon, rogue multi-orbital planetoid, atmospheric gravity, methane, ammonia, 0.65 gravity to 0.78 gravity, ideal temperature, negative 18 Celsius, plus or minus 100 degrees Celsius. Sensory perception, sight, UV band 6, vibration sensitivity, communication, changing light patterns, gestures, writing, preferred diet minerals, transport prefix 160. Oh, that's a useful number.
Yeah, so the one that we want to find, just to speed things up, Mel is the Kryn.
The guy who was formed out and changed his opinion suddenly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Despite being
Okay, here we go. This is the one we want.
The Kryn are one of the most recent additions to the The Kryn are one of the most recent additions to the symbiotree. Wow, that's a hard word. How do they pronounce it? Symbiotree?
Symbiotree, yeah.
The Kryn are one of the most recent additions to the symbiotree. The circumstances of their induction are quite unique. When the symbiotree discovered them on their aquatic homeworld centuries ago, they were a non-tool-using race, having not naturally developed any opposable or prehensile limbs. However, because the Kryn were deemed to be highly intelligent and mentally evolved, the symbiotree decided, not unanimously, to grant them the use of the prosthetic appendages should they so desire. But that's what we saw in that render. In an effort to expand their role in this newly discovered universe, the Kryn accepted this artificial advancement and have since continued their pursuit of new advances to assert their place in the universe. The Kryn can be likened most to the dolphins of Earth, possessing streamlined bodies which allow them to glide through their fluid environment. Because of their environmental needs, there are now liquid tanks at all symbiotree and embassy facilities to accommodate Kryn embassies. The Kryn sight is based on sensitivity to Quagmire radiation, which occurs naturally on their homeworld. In addition to their innate senses, their cybernetic implants further extend their sensory awareness. Their hearing is very similar to that of humans, and they often communicate vocally within a human audible frequency range.
Ah, there we go. The transport for them is 272.
Home planet, Ocmeon, second planet of Danmar solar system. Atmosphere, gravity. Water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 0.37 degrees. Ideal temperature 10 degrees Celsius plus or minus 10 degrees variation. Sensory perception, sight, Quagmire radiation, acute smell. Case auditory 5 kHz to 12 kHz. Communication vocal 11 kHz range. Preferred diet fish, mostly small crustaceans. Transport 372.
All right.
Number, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore with all the symbiotree that you can find there.
Well, you know, I love that stuff.
I know. I just didn't want to run too late because I
see
knew
how
after
impatiently your cursor was bouncing around.
Thanks.
I know. Suppose I can look it up somewhere. Industrial manager transmitter.
Oops.
675-309.
I gotta do it on. I can't do it on my numpad. I gotta do it on the.
Oh, lame.
Proper alien prefix.
272,
7.
baby.
Yep.
And the explosive charge.
Oh. Okay.
Transmitting ourselves. Can you safely transmit the top route?
Yeah.
I just listened to it so advanced that it might cause problems. Oh, pretty. It's deep Clyde.
Yep.
For the quick time events, everyone.
Now, had we not put in that code correctly, Mal, what would have happened is that we would have transported there, but not the suit. So we would have automatically died because we would just drown.
Oh, we didn't get to see that death.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Gage's bloated corpse.
Well, it just kind of just shows his hands and a bunch of fish stuff coming at him. Let's see.
More fuel for the coral reef.
Yep. Yep, and we lost Arthur.
Yeah, it's stuck with, what's her face?
Yeah, Agent 3.
Yeah, the traitor lady.
Yep. So now all we can do is just swim around.
Transporter pod set for inorganic matter only.
Okay.
We didn't need the translator to understand that.
Transporter pod set for inorganic matter only.
Alright.
I like how they look like the inside of an eyelid.
Yeah, they do.
Gross.
See, I think this other transporter one. Yep.
Transporter pod set for organic and inorganic matter.
That's the one we came out of, so that's the reason why we were able to get around because of that.
I wonder how the symbiotree handles disease, like transmission between the species. If they have like cleansing tech in their transporters, so it automatically filter out harmful DNA.
Probably, I would think, because like the suit.
Juicy sounding.
Yeah, I would say that the suit pretty much has been helping us like survive even in stuff like this without it like.
Well, I mean not us in the suit. I mean them in general, because they're bringing all these delegates to Earth, right? All these ambassadors from other species. Like, what might be a totally inert virus for them could be lethal to another species. So. That's something that's usually completely ignored in sci-fi, but.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's one of those, like, Kryn. Some of the Kryn. That's weird.
At least they didn't see me. Whoa!
You're more worried about them bumping into you. Pretty tight tunnels.
What's that again?
I was saying those are pretty tight tunnels, being close,
yeah.
But if they bump into you, they're gonna notice it's there.
Let me just save right here first.
Ew.
I've heard that sound effect with the Zerg.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we?
We're on the Kryn's homeworld.
Right.
Hey, cheese girl. We might need this.
even more formidable technology than
so,
time machine.
Let's try using this.
It certainly did something.
All right, Mel.
Object analysis. Name: Richard the First Sword. Description: This is the sword of Richard the Lionheart. It was probably used by him during the Third Crusade.
Nice.
Need me to read that for you?
Nah, just to show. But so the reason why we did this because we only have one explosive charge, but it seems as though all that other stuff that the Kryn had been getting from Agent 3, well, it's in this stuff here.
Yeah.
But we only have one explosive charge. But we can use the sword to start stealing all the other stuff out of here. Yeah, let's get that environment.
Cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point there.
I don't think we're gonna destroy any. I don't think we'll destroy the sword by doing this.
Oh, apparently there's a death where we actually see art of one of the Kryn.
What's that?
There's a death apparently where there's art of the Kryn in it.
Ah.
You have to get imprisoned. Also, I just found fan art from May this year of the Kryn. Very recent.
And then here was the Mayan box. That little note on that thing. We had to remember the wording we found about the Lords of the Night and the breath. If you don't put that in correctly, because it's a little puzzle canister, you will get injected on both sides of your hands by poison needles, and it'll kill you.
Fun.
Yeah, that's twice.
That death, yeah. Hey, Leonardo's Codex Atlanticus. All right, let's take that.
And save.
Yep. Arthur's art.
His green orb of art. Object analysis. Interactive sculpture. Self-awareness is an interactive sculpture credited to Kenneth Farnes.
Credit Arthur. So, luckily, now with that out of the way, we have stopped the Kryn from harnessing the means to make their own time machine.
See if you can get captured by them, though.
Jeez, girl.
Isn't that white?
Yep.
Like, hearing a bit of an explosion.
That's just from like the explosive charge.
I think the groaning in the background is very Eli.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, if you get captured by the Kryn, the death screen actually shows full art of them. Pretty wild looking. Yeah, you had to not cloak earlier, and that's how they would have gotten you.
Yeah. Well, that actually could lead to an error, what it used to do.
Oh, fun. How about this time? Warning, bodies spotted. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do it or not.
They're coming right for me. Here we go. Crunch. Yeah, there they are. Look how nightmarish they are. Jeez.
Yeah, I like the way the Kryn. Alien shrimp.
PSA transmission. Agent 5 imprisoned on Kryn's ship. Cause of death. While attempting to recover the illicitly obtained time travel components, Agent 5 was captured and imprisoned on the Kryn ship. As he was acting without the knowledge of the TSA and his whereabouts are unknown, it is unlikely that Agent 5's jumpsuit will be returned to Earth custody.
Next will not be notified.
Yeah, the armature bit is the technology they were given by the symbiotree.
Yeah.
To let them use tools and stuff, but really they wanted more than just that.
Yeah, so we can't cloak out of that one because we're right in the middle of the intersection, so they're going to see us regardless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love these tunnels that go through peristalsis, like intestine.
Yeah.
Propel you around.
But we can use our sword. Oh! Crash! Ow!
You ever played Deep Tide?
What was that again?
You ever played Deep Tide?
No.
It was a 4 CD shooter on rails, essentially, where you go into this alien mothership that's landed beneath the ocean and is slowly making the sea levels rise.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to figure out what's going on. You have to stop it. And it's lots of places that look kind of like this, and it's all, you know, pre-rendered video, and you move around and have to shoot things in areas, and then there's certain areas where you've got a full 360 view, but it's kind of a pain because it's hard to tell where they are.
Oh, did you say Deep Hive or the Hive?
Deep Tide, T-I-D-E.
Oh, okay, because I know because that kind of reminds me of the Hive that you were talking about. in the same manner, but I may be wrong.
The hive?
Yeah.
When was I talking about the hive?
That was an on-rails shooter, and then there was
No,
segments
that's what it's deep tide. That's what I was
Okay.
talking about.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. Yeah, I wasn't talking about any hive thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I would definitely give it a shot. That sounds up my alley. Oh.
Yeah, it's nostalgic and kind of neat. Object analysis name burned out core, but its friends call it Dylan. Description: this is the burned out core of a cold fusion generator. This is emitting non-lethal amounts of gamma radiation. Warning: the generator core will interfere with transport beams if not stored in your null time pocket.
Yeah, so we have actual literal pocket space in our suit.
We have a bag of time holding. Love it.
Yep.
On my case, I'm gonna have to go.
Alright, take it easy, Stukio.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Man, that was quite the
Monster
journey
View.
ahead.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go too. It's 11.
I believe we.
Oh.
Oh, you got me.
So, did you find what you came for? Somehow I suspect you have. We have also found what we have searched for. You cannot imagine what the secret you carry in that suit of yours mean to my race. A means to correct the handicap that has plagued us since our patrons lifted us from the waters so many centuries ago. A mixed blessing. To be taken from a universe over which you have achieved complete mastery and shown another much greater to be given the opportunity to build a bolder future. But Lynn's is my race is already there. For 15 generations, my race has been trying to catch up. You have brought us a tool with which to correct the evolutionary oversight, which left us swimming when we should have been collecting stars, with races who now call themselves our elders. We can learn much from that suit you're wearing. Transporting it off you will leave you without protection from our environment. It shames you, you will die.
Oh no. What should we do, Mel?
That core out, baby.
Yeah. Here, why don't you go on that one?
Oh, you got blown back. Where are we gonna send him? Oh, it got rid of his
got rid of his
appendages.
suit.
Now he can't interact with the consoles.
Nope.
It does have an interesting point, though. You know, they had mastered their environment, and then they were uplifted technologically, and now they're like, oh, well, the universe is much bigger, and now we're no longer masters of it. We have to play catch up to these people who kind of look down on us.
If only we had a time machine.
Yeah.
So that's the time working.
Transporter pod set for inorganic matter only.
Okay.
Transporter pod set for organic and inorganic matter.
Okay. So now we can.
I wish he said organic and inorganic matter only, implying some third unknown type of matter. Oh.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, find Gage Blackwood innocent on all accounts.
Woohoo!
Right, nice. Don't even have a cutscene, guys. Just have a title slate
All right,
for you.
Mel.
Congratulations, you've won. The evidence that you gathered was instrumental in affecting your future self's release. Repeated efforts to locate Agent 3 have been unsuccessful as no signature from an involuntary time jump has been detected by TSA chronolog scanners. After a lengthy investigation, Ambassador Icarus was found to be acting without the approval of the Kryn government and was dismissed from duty. Nevertheless, the elder races of the symbiotree have resolved to keep the Kryn under close scrutiny. However, there's just one loose end remaining to be tied up.
I wonder what that is.
Well,
I have to say that even I'm impressed.
Hey,
I've been cleared
Gage.
of any wrongdoing, and the crewmen have been expelled from the symbiotree. Now there's just one thing left to do.
Yes?
You can't stay here, but sending you back with knowledge of the future will cause a temporal distortion. So that leaves us with only one option.
What's that?
I'll have to kill you.
But
Mind wipe initiated.
whoa, did you ever get the feeling of deja vu?
The end.
Oh my god.
Look at this guy.
No, look,
I was
it's
gonna
Donald
put the
Trump.
medal on. I'm gonna say transmission. Congratulations. History is safe, and we'll never know the rest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Presto Studios, Sanctuary Woods, and our sponsors. Mac, Macromedia, Club Mac, HSC Software, Spectator International, Video, Ultimat, Onyx Computing, Electric Image Incorporated. I know a couple of these, but not most.
Yeah. Agent 3.
Michelle
Oh, Matt
Scarbarelli,
Weinhold, voice
Matt
of Arthur.
Weinhold. I recognize him. Ray Uller, Todd McCormick, and much more. Agent 8, that's played by Agent 8. Oh no, wait, those are the roles and the credits are to the right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mel
casting
Hall,
rights.
Ambassador Anthony Thornton.
Monty Python, of course.
Where?
No cows were
Author
harmed
of
during the
Castles.
production of Buried in Time.
Oh, Prima games.
Oh, because you need the Prima strategy guide. You gotta have
Yeah,
that.
not the Brady games one.
Yeah.
Individual, there you go. F2.
You see the text at the bottom?
Yep, no cows were. All right. And that was
Oh, go to the art gallery channel.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
You're fine.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was Journeyman Project 2 Buried in Time. So what'd you think of Agent 3's meddling of trying to get the time machine over to the alien shrimp people?
You should never have tampered with it.
I can see her understanding, but I think if she thinks humans misuse it, I don't know why giving it to another species would mean less misuse.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, Mal, we don't know what happens if Ambassador Icarus's idea of evolving them quicker. What would happen then? Like, are they just gonna come full on war or what?
Yeah, I fear the worry would be like they're not going to be satisfied. Because one, how do you even do that? Like genetic manipulation or something? But I also feel like they would likely go back in time and just tell themselves the future knowledge they have, and then they would become super powerful and probably, because of the resentment for the elder races, embark on possible conquest. So, yeah.
Well, I thank you, Mal, for joining me on this adventure for Buried in Time. And yeah, I really do love the Kryn design. Unfortunately, this is the only time that you only get a brief synopsis of them. But man, like the whole planet just being encapsulated in water like that, and just the feeling of it, just I don't know, it really did make my imagination go wild. Yeah.
Well, if you want more of that, we can play Deep Tide sometimes, because you are on an alien mothership completely filled with water. It's an aquatic species.
Yes.
And you're in your ship, but there's also sequences when you're on foot, and there's like a human, like I don't think it was a submarine or something you have to explore at one point. So it definitely has that eeriness to it. I would say it's not as like story focused, and there's not a lot of characters and all.
But
So
if you want to add any more.
I was just gonna say, keep that in mind.
Yeah, I will, but I will say this, Mal. As much as Arthur was goofy, I mean, he did save us by becoming the virus inside Agent 3's suit and sending her someplace in time. So I'm sure we'll never see them again.
Until next game.
Yeah, if it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, Vas, are you around? Vas?
They've been active in the chat. I was trying to find that screen you skipped so I could read the whole thing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click on that. My apologies.
I know. I found I found a website. There's a page under a giant bomb. And it says the quest for the worst adventure game puzzles, and it shows that congratulations slate where it's just that text and it says what a terrible way to end a game. No cutscene, nothing. Just like, oh, that's it.
Well, I mean, we did get that little FMV of Future Gage saying, "Well, I got to send you back in the past, but you got all this information, so mind wipe initiated." Hey, you ever feel like deja vu?
But just the fact, like, your triumph is brought by, like, congratulations screen.
I know. You know what? I kind of miss the cheesy end music that we had in Journeyman Project Turbo. Yeah, with all the this is remember when those robots were trying to start a nuclear launch and blow up a Mars colony and assassinate a scientist.
Yeah.
Vass? Vass? Yeah, because I don't want him to like not end the stream would like keep this on because like there's been a couple of times where Vass accidentally kept the stream going for like 12+ hours.
Oh God.
I think Vass is asleep though.
Let me. So you said it's called Dead Tide or Deadly Tide?
Deadly Tide. Raleigh's typed in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to head off now. It's late.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm glad you got to see the ending of that. I knew you were gonna like that ending part, Dasher.
Yeah. Well, night, guys.
Good night. Oh. Yeah. No, I would like this because it kind of reminds me of the stuff of Siberia and Journeyman Project.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear that?
I don't.
I think Vass is snoring.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Oh, I found a video of someone else's playthrough where it shows the final slate. TSA transmission. Congratulations, history safe again. Description: Paragon Medal for valorous service. Of course, it'll be another 10 years before you can enjoy it. And that goofy image of the president or whoever trying to put the medal on him with the suit on.
Well, yeah, Mal. They're trying to. The president's trying to put it on your big time suit.
Oh, he could. Bass?
Bass. Yo, Vass. Oh, dang it. Now, Mal, use your temporal time suit to jump to Vass's home and wake him up.
I mean, I could try some other stuff to wake him up.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Good old-fashioned Howie scream.
Oh, you don't have the Wilhelm scream, do you?
I mean, that's the one everyone has, and I didn't add it to my server. Here's one from a friend.
Fuck!
Godlike!
Unreal Tournament.
Bird.
Oh, that's the ones from Unreal again. What triple kill, quadra kill, monster kill, holy
Double kill.
shit! Yeah.
Double kill, multi-kill, triple kill, quad kill, killing spree, godlike, unstoppable.
Yeah, holy shit.
Flak monkey. I have that one.
Yeah.
I have,
Oh, you don't have monster kill, do you?
oh wait, did it just spam a bunch? Oh no, it just showed the icons. The thing. Discord is so goofy.
It is.
Holy shit!
There we go.
Heckler and cock.
Oh, I got one. Maybe he'll enjoy the NES curly sound.
What I wanted to add to my server, that's in my notes to add, is Lizalfos bark from Ocarina of Time. Have you heard that noise?
Oh, I'd have to be reminded.
It's just Wang!
Oh,
It's like this weird barking sound they make.
Here's one from MSTK you might remember.
Watch out for snake.
Who said that?
EGAF. It was in the it was a movie because like it was like they were going
Well,
across
that's
the
what they
road.
say as soon as he says it.
Yeah,
It's like,
watch
who
out for
said that?
snakes. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
dubbed into the movie, and they, even
Lovely
the
ADR.
yeah, and they were like, "Who said that?" Yeah, it's like they just walk across. It's like, "Watch out for snakes." Ooh, you're right. Oh, here you go.
Look at this photograph.
Oh my god, I saw you activate those three.
Now you fucked up. Now
You have fucked up now.
Now you
Mr.
have
President,
fucked up.
please, would you be quiet? Suck my
Fast!
president cock. You fat
VaStar!
piece of shit.
The game's over.
Yes.
Hi. Did you fall asleep?
Did you fall asleep?
What? Did you finish already?
Yeah.
We heard you snoring.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, you didn't. No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry,
We
I
got
was
done.
all-
You said
I know, almost on the verge.
no. That's fine. We beat Buried in Time. We got to see the awesome cringe species and eject one of them back into the water.
I thought you said cringe species.
Yeah.
It's a cringe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I may not have enough time. So.
No.
Yeah,
oh,
we're
sorry.
we're good. We're probably. I mean, the plan was just to end here. So.
Yeah, because Mal, will you be around Monday? Because I could start up Journeyman Project 3. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any plans Monday. I don't think.
Okay. Then we'll do so, and we have a little information to share with the other part of the Journeyman Legacy VAS, if you would.
I'm going to be doing the remake.
Pegasus Prime, and me and Mel will help you get through the wacky robots and everything else that the remake adds.
Okay. I'll see you
All
then.
right. Well, thank you, Mal. Thank you, Vass. Thank you all came. That was a very weird jump through history, but we learned a lot.